All right, Obi answer wo said the TNA no said ya share mo boss ya the bebre mo no time now so say as I say ya day yeah second episode of what ya na program the bro. Now at the moment no yeah try see benya yeah panelists ni na ya check you bia mic level ni bibia na afi ya tumi di dwumadi no ato so. Na ye best say ya kasa ni na no na u follow ye page ane na u follow ye page what ya na said ya we hunu wall WOATA ana ANAA now the question mark the account home pacho so what TikTok on kwandi abomodi na follow yen or Facebook so follow yen. We also have a YouTube page that we've not activated yet. Now so no yeah most of your content yeah the talk TikTok no so nti best say you grew together no mobile modern ama in na to me I support one another by like supporting us by following and making sure say most mobile to me as spread it the seminar echo so in na be the ama still I yeah expect to say a panelist never so that you'll be able to go on into my fact yeah Django back confirm now while we wait for them to also show up.
What's your name? What's your name? You, Yate, Fudge Data, no crack. What's your name? It's ye. A sum I ain't. It's Mumma Yenina, Yansha no crack. Knowledge strengthen the nation. Responsible leadership grows accountability.
There's no crack. Responsible leadership grows accountability. You go so yeah train your panelists and so to me joining here. Mesrel more joining me on your YouTube, yeah that say unfortunately we were not able to bring the guests inside the studio like that. So we are using the TikTok. And however, every discussion, Biano, you are welcome to also share your idea about it. Thanks for joining us. Man, who say Amanya Kwa joining. I don't know. Naya, how are you doing today? Sir. And then she page in so nama adofo kakra or shout out. I think I can see certain people there while we still prepare to wait for our guests. I was hoping say by now they would have at least one of them would have joined for us to Thursday, I think, but it doesn't seem to be the case. I'll keep pressing up so you can give people on there some shout outs and thank them for joining us.
Yes, okay. Good evening to each and everyone. And pardon us, say I'll go to the
English language, whilst my brother will also go with our local dialect. So we are going to balance this for a successful show. Good evening, those are the Office of Kenaya, and we thank each and everyone for coming on board this evening. Wherever you hear us from, diaspora, around the globe and the world, we thank everybody. Kama Israel, we see you. We thank each and everyone for supporting the program and gifting us as well. Please jump into our page, that is What's Diana, and go and follow the page for us. Share the link as many as you can so that this program will be a successful. Good evening to each and everyone, and please stay tuned, don't go anywhere. We are here for you, and we are here for the progress of this country. Thank you so much. What's Yana? Have you heard?
Over to you. Medasipa na ya for na mo follow your Watiana page na nkasa de mayen said the Americano na u follow the mayen. Very important say as the battle is getting fiercer, as the things are getting harder, we get more platforms that we can use to educate people, inform people, and also keep government accountable. These type of platforms are very important. So ama sebe yen nsɛm a yɛkyɛ no ebetumi ayɛ den ebetumi edu akyire sɛ yɛn kwan yɛ betena akyɛ na sɛ nsɛm no entumi enkwa nkodu nipa no dodo no wa na adwuma yɛ na akɔyɛ sɛ entumi enwie pɛyɛ ɛno nti yɛbɛsrɛ sɛ o hwɛ yɛn wɔ YouTube and then first day o finding about Watiana ɛyɛ a public affairs yɛn fan is a team a yɛatea Canada, Toronto, Canada, has a say Canada, use keep government on it tools also to educate the masses, making sure say as much as we do politics with honesty and do politics with dignity. We usually pride ourselves on more on research oriented and fact-based shows. So person who say no credit saying it here. I understand it here. One bias, bias. That is what Watiana series seeks to do. And then the first day I would say and can me follow you our TikTok. Said I'm kind Watiana WOATE. Na anano ANAA. Mama Diana mon follow na into Naya and there is a lot of things on our plate today, and I just hope that the people are ready to receive it, since we come here to really talk about nothing and nothing but the truth. There is a very worrying situation at Air Coast Ghana. Say a case ye boa tenia, say ye at tenia etene, and I say a case ye judiciary juma. As I say, idea etene na and then due to the nature of the way our NDC for current leadership, run near me. Ama as a ebinomodwen say na ede na AC Ghana ebano yen laws any yen judiciary mu ede na ekoso. I believe say we owe it a duty to the people. Say almost so to me dia aircoso na ombema omani ada ho no ma properly informed, because usually na ya na make say when you are not informed that na ya na obi to me den obi to me ebuli wana so obi to me fa so, but when you are well informed that it is hard for somebody to come in and deceive you. Until no pretty much enone juma ye be di wa ha ye be discuss said Nam Temaklo, the case ya Akobe, you better talking about Chema Untumi, the 20 years I had the man na ya pense mu ehu hawa ebisi ayeno me patcho ye say honorable Sampaya, but I don't see patcho obetumi ama ye ne name a na ka etumi add no why production team obetumi ama honorable Sampaya ama ye hu ne name o use for TikTok patcho ebeboa na yet to me and then I was I see a start here opening introduction maybe a time no so I got a few minutes be pen one me patcho what join here I Felix Apia political zone the and so Jumedia did any Watiana Watiana this is our second episode, and it promises to be a nice one. In Tiabesre, mon stick around, Namon Koson country, Afofro na say, joining into me and start the program not successfully. Production, I don't know, but I don't see Honorable. I don't know where he joined from. So, sir, if you can let us know the name he is using, that would do us a lot of good. My Yehudia will use a boy, and that's it. 3 minutes. Kama Israel, we Baulina also, yeah, that's also a joining. Monkoson tap screen is on my now. You how yeah, no. So we're supposed to have a lawyer who is supposed to be joining us to take the legal side, We would also be having Dr. Enoch, who we have had here. Okay, so there's a user here. I have to follow. Then user name not here. We're trying to locate him, but we let me see the user again. 34. Naya, do you see 3481? Do you see any 3481 on your side that you can invite on? Because I see the name written Sampine, but then I can't see him under to add. That is the thing. I was hoping to. Yeah, I'm looking underneath here to add, but I don't see him on. His name is not registered. It's here for. Yes, all right. So is any of our? I was hoping he'll request. Please, Honorable Sampine, if you could hear us, you press on where it looks like two people, two heads. If you could press on that, it will give us a signal and then we could pick you up. If you could press that, that could do that for us. This is okay. We give ourselves 5 minutes and then the program will be on and going. So, Lady Naya, how is Ghana? They say terrain it is saying, boy, and Komokakra while we prepare ourselves.
Thank you so much, senior brother. And once again, let me use the medium to congratulate you once again. You've done so well.
Thank you.
Yes, our Canada branch communication officer one. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, I want to say that as it stands now, Ghana and yet baby at Sabi, you see, I don't know, the customer. Ghana and your baby a safe place for all of us, irrespective of your political color. But we know that NDCs are really swimming in their own, enjoy, regardless of near previously, but almost year with a memo. The promises, the ordinary Ghanaian, especially the 6 million that voted for them, did not be able to execute one promise. But what we are seeing from them, you said they are abusing power, they are abusing our judicial system, and they are preaching what they are not acting or They are preaching what they are not doing. And it's a almost from branding yes, and it's almost some form branding yes, and what are we seeing? And then they are using the power now. Now they can use it to govern the country very well, especially to make the ordinary Ghanaians comfortable when it comes to policy, when it comes to social interventions, when it comes to our health, education. Where are we seeing? And the teachers for social military, no more and everything access to the fact that field system, PPI pastor. Na a memo no move Ghana for and then dia TS young MPP was what 7. What you want who is that say? Then what's the essence and what's the need of us having our judicial system over there? It's not working for us. Especially when they just NDC came in. And Yera, led by Yera John Dramani Mahama, your president. Now we share the third term, yeah. Me make us the third term because the day Yera Atamos here a come one. The third term we need now we share the all yeah. It's either here or there. And we all have conscience. We all have conscience. What you are doing right now, you think say, oh yeah, MPP, but it's affecting the country. It's affecting a lot of people. The promises now with the buyer now 6 million have trusted you to vote for you. It tells you say you have a long way to go. It's getting to 2 years, and what are we seeing? One arrest to the other. 24-hour economy that they promised us. The NDC party promised us. What are they using it for? Every minute, every second, making an arrest and it does not make sense for all of us. So we are. Ghana is not safe for us. We have politics in change. Now you have no crunch, not be Ghana ain't safe, especially and this we are almost and it's so pathetic.
Naya, give me 1 second. Please, for the guest you need to follow my page. Press on the plus thing because it looks like maybe because you're not following, that is why I cannot see you. Intimesra, I've followed all of you. I've clicked on your page to follow. So if you can also follow, then I could see you because it looks like that's what the problem is. Honorable Sam Pacho Mehum me follow intino ka follow back that I think that will make it more visible for me to see. I don't know why this thing sometimes does that. That is technology. I can't even type them and even invite them. That is the sad thing. It's so split up. Nope. Okay, so billionaire accept no. Billionaire. Who is billionaire again? Who uses the name billionaire? Pacho Billionaire, you've requested. Can you write your real name or your name that we know you are? Yes. Lawyer, we've been trying to also see you. You say yeah, you are on now, but right now the only person that has requested to join is billionaire, and I'm trying to see Honorable Sampine as well. I don't. Do you see them? Do you see them, Naya? Because I don't know what's happening. Yeah, please. Okay, thank you, billionaire. Thank you. Right now we are trying to get our guest on. Okay, so once that is done, then we could talk about Bawumia campaign. All right. For now, we're doing something here. Can't see them. I can't see them either, but they happen to be here. You know what?
We cannot also invite us.
No. Production, can you guys give Zach, give the link I gave you for the in-studio. Please just give that and let them join there. Please. Because time is going. Let them join there. That is straightforward. They just join and they just come on, and then we will just feed it to the thing. Feed it to the TikTok. Please. Yes, Dr. Umu, thank you for joining. You see, she requested she's been here. So, Mr. Zach Production, please give the link now. give the StreamYard link, rather, to them and let them join from there. Evans, thank you guys, and sorry for keeping you guys. Mr. Billionaire, no, we have a program going on right now, so please, if you can hold on a bit, we are not taking public opinions yet. After the program, no, say when we start picking up people, then that can come in. Zach, did Zach even get what I said? Yes. Please, everyone, click the link Zach has given you for our guest, because it looks like the TikTok is giving us a problem and we need to get going. We already 7 minutes past our time and we haven't even started our introduction. So please, thank you so much, Murphy. I'm Patrick Montapo, so I'm share screen in my way. Most of I'm share with YouTube, so do the same for us, Mr. Mupi. Mr. Mo, just allow your camera and allow your how do you call it, your mic, and then that will be it. Because I try to even look here to see them and I can't. Aguni Chamber, welcome. Thanks to all the soldiers in the battlefield. Thank you all. Let me try it again if I can see them again. No, still. Edward Benjamin Labi, Pacha Debi, Frederick Boedi, Debi, Justice System. I know that's my brother Joe. Mr. Blazenock finally got in. And please, this time around, we will require our guests to turn on their cameras, please, with all due respect, this time around. Yeah, Mr. Ufori, I don't know, but I'm actually looking out for you, even in the, I don't know, maybe a day I will use, but oh yeah, Nana, we like something, because sometimes TikTok picks the first name out, or the sign it up, or they will name you as. So I don't know. And I'm looking for Honorable Sampine and I can't find him either. AO_Ray. I don't see that. I don't see that. Please, there is a link. Could you join through the other link instead too, please? So maybe if that can work. Lawyer Reynolds, Mepacho, there is a link. I don't know if Zach or someone facilitated you with that. If you can click on that also, that will work perfectly fine. Yes, Mr. Zach.
Yeah. So I've sent the links to them.
Okay. So for those of you, yes, for those of you having a problem, please come in here so we could accept you, and then
Mr. Renon, if you check on your DM, I've sent you the link, please.
Just click on it. That's it, and then we are good to go. Once again, I'll be reminding Obia say we are what a new team, a rapid response team, and as a team, they keep government accountable with facts, data, and the truth. As much as say politicians try say they no credit to their no credit. Not baby so as politics. No, politics. But ultimate goal is to keep Ghanaians informed, keep them very educated with the things that goes around them, and also to keep government on their toes. So that is our main focus, and that's our main purpose. Follow ya, no follow ya. TikTok. What ya na se mi yimitia na ohwa what ya na no bo kese pa WOAT. Na ode anas why then aka ho Mr. Evans na manya akwa mo hwe YouTube ya be say mo be call na yet to me anyone na aye. Still what I have is Dr. Humu and then Dr. Enoch. Production advice. What do I do now? We are past 10 minutes into our time. So if production, if you could give me directives as to what to do next. Because I was waiting to see them so I could onboard them here, but I can't. And I've been going back and forth trying to find them. I can't. None of them. Who is someone? No, Mr.
I think I saw Mr. Sampine type his name.
He typed his name, but then when you look here, you can't find him. He's not here. Because it will give you the people who are watching you live, right? And then from there, you can send an invite to them. They might be on TikTok, but if they are not watching your live, they are not going to pop out as people that are watching you for you to invite them.
Have somebody call him and help me. Myself, I struggled for the last 30 minutes because I'm not a TikTok person. I don't know how to navigate my way. And it is so for people who are not in younger generation like Quinaya, we are old.
Yeah.
So if somebody can call the honorable man and help him run here, I needed that somebody.
Okay, so I have Mr. Reynolds here. Good.
Somebody.
All right.
Am I on?
Yes, please. You are on, Mr. Reynolds. You are very on. Can you hear me?
Am I on? Yes, please. You are on, Mr. Reynolds. You are very on. Can you hear me?
I cannot hear you because I was.
The network went back again. Okay, so we managed to get Mr. Raymond on the StreamYard.
But I can't.
Network. Hello, sir. Can you hear me?
But the audio is on. I can't.
Hello, sir. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you from the laptop, but not on my phone.
The audio is on. I can't.
Okay, so what you need to do?
Yes, I can hear you from the laptop, but not on my phone.
The laptop is going to give you a feedback, so you have to mute the volume of the laptop. Because it's two sounds clashing, right? So you have to mute. You have to mute the laptop you are monitoring with.
So you have to mute. You have to mute the laptop you are monitoring with, and then you have to mute the laptop you are monitoring with, and then you
Okay. Yeah. Once I mute, I'm not able to hear you, right, from the phone. I don't know why I was not able to join in from the laptop, but also not sure why I'm not hearing you from the phone. So
I believe I can hear you, but I don't know why you can't
hear you. I believe I can hear you, but I don't know why you can't hear you.
Okay, so what I would do is that there were two links, right? Let me look at the other one. This is StreamYard. Let me look at the first one that was sent, if that will work. Just a second, please. Sorry.
No problem.
Yeah.
All right. So when you monitor with one device, it's always gonna give a feedback. It's gonna give a crushing feedback. Ebusia, I would like to start this program because time neko, and we are keeping our audience waiting, and that's not for me right now. So please let's start the program. I'll start off with the Naya. We're supposed to have our guests. I believe you are aware of them. If you watch on the page, we have Mr. Reynolds. So if you could read from, I don't know. No, it's gonna be hard for you today, right? Because you don't have your second device. Damn, what a day. But anyways, we are on. Okay, so I will read that then, and then you could send a cano. Also be to me the one no add to movie. One can be kind bro for no to kind then you may try na my kind bro for no na yeah they no more started. All right. Nti mebo enyom baako na from there no yeah no era yeah okay enko. Hello, Mr. Japan.
Yes, Motimenka.
Yeah, Japan, but
Perfect. Okay, right, then I'm good. Yeah.
Okay, Honorable Sampai, so okay. All right, we are good. So, Honorable Pato, good evening. Oh. No. All right. Evening, Honorable. Honorable Pato, Otianka.
Yeah, good evening.
Evening, Honorable Sampai. I'm saying, we network na ko here.
Hello, good evening.
Evening, Honorable. The Pato, and you. Oh, Erade. Sam George network near here, Jumao. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, so Kabata say any stable kakra there, but yeah, I believe say as the program goes on, you know, ebe catch on. As I say the I stable kakra. Me pato oti yanka.
I'm a tool kappa.
Correct. Corona we that's that's it. Inti
Well, you know, echo that then.
echo. Okay, so what will happen then they say? Okay. Me pato still echo. Still aye and still
Still about the I will catch that and repeat. And yeah, you will catch that and repeat.
Okay. Now, when me patch all the BBM monitor now, all the device BM monitor on the side.
Let me use a Miami phone. I'm not monitoring anything.
Me patch you, and yeah, I think say it is a little technical glitch now. MISR problem. No, it shouldn't be so. It shouldn't be so. Doc, sorry, Mr. Japan, me patch. Do you also get a feedback or what side you okay?
No, I think now I'm good. Yeah, I could clearly hear you.
You can hear me. So the problem is Honorable Sampai there, no. I'll say man echo. Okay. Honorable Pacho, we may try one test. Pacho, and can we try one test? And can see from na sign through bio nanka we yenche. Usi anaka wasi click studio join the bio ne atwe. The Pacho any day. Me da sepa. Inti for what ya na enche abrewe enye do awi ntini be make sure say we will get it on. Dr. Enoch, please would you turn on your camera, and then we want to see the guests we are talking to. Our guests have to be people we can see. For those of you who can too, you can catch this program streaming live on the Political Zone page on YouTube as well. So we are going to put these two faces together to run today's program. First is to make sure say BBI are correct. May try say Honorable Sampai Besen baby ka utumi banan kamefana nanke yedi aye. But since ayenya the legal brain waha na yenya Mr. Dr. Enoch, Dr. Enoch Swaha na lawyer Japan Swaha, and I think the only person missing right now is Honorable Sampai, which he joined, and I believe he will join soon. We can commence today's program. Once again, program me watiana Naya said the only programmer your day educating your day inform now you making sure say you keep government accountable. And as much as say we are politically affiliated, no, our delivery and our way of doing things, will let you know. say it is for the betterment of Ghana. And until your best stress, I feel no joining a more type so now share say the other people can also know say you know but also honorable network in the hand of Robeba. I mean I don't know. Honorable Bacho, good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
But I feel ye kakra.
I'm a tip. I'm say feedback.
Me pacho you, me the radias, we there, Yamakwaba, the Bahanti, and then no, you best start your program. Now say, Inipa Afin in already. The first thing is a bit of introduction, and then from there, no, Yatwaso, Naya, ube to me, taking over and we beside your guest for no, no, be here to me. We have, I mean, like, you do have the names, right? So you could. Yeah, so please go ahead, Naya, and let's continue.
Okay, good evening and greetings to each and everyone. Once again, yes, we are greeting a warm greetings to Canada branch and all over the world, New Patriotic Party. This is Watiana, and the question goes by, have you heard? If not heard, that is why we are here this evening. And most importantly, we are coming to ask questions that are going to help with our judiciary as far as Ghana is concerned. I welcome each and everyone. We have great personalities here this evening, and it's Ghana time currently, and I don't know about Canada time as well. As we are good to go. Please go to our page, Watiana page, and be following the page as well for us. Share it and go to Political Zone, which is Honorable Felix Akia on YouTube and Facebook, so that you join us this evening. Thank you so much. And this evening we welcome each and everyone. Dr. Please, you are welcome.
Thank
you are
you.
so welcome. How is Canada doing?
Canada is waiting for you.
I don't know. Okay, thank you. Thank you. I don't know whether Honorable Sampai is also hearing me right now. I want to also officially welcome you to the show, Honorable. I hope you are doing so well. We are so pleased and humble.
I'm good by his grace.
Okay.
If you hear me, can you hear me?
Honorable Pacho,
Yes.
yes. He said he can hear you. So
Okay. Thank you so much for joining us. We are so grateful for your time.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's my pleasure.
Yes, and then we have our legal brain for today's event.
Okay.
Yes,
Is he here?
he's here. He's on the screen. Yeah, he's on the screen here right now.
Okay.
Yeah, they are here on the screen now. So I think our flight is ready to take us. So, Mr. Reynolds in Japan, welcome to Watiana platform. Said the Ayakano, your platform media, MPP Canada branch, Ninumani Bia, Yashisha, Yasu Pesi, Deboa, Ghana mine, and your Shedia Air Course or Ghana na, Obete, Yase, Ubia Cotrose Dumso is back near Cheno. Obete, yes, Ubi Akofa, Sika 50 CD, yes, the Onkofa bill, be 100 million, Emra. Abema system, Nimwa, Yika Crenti, and home common ye be in a net, the Yam then say, panelists are the mobile, honorable Sampine, I believe, say, he will do justice to where history of our political history when it comes to justice and whatever, and he will do a to that. And then we also have the excellent brain of Dr. Enoch here, who would also be giving us the, let's say, the middle ground. Now, we require more of Emra saying, Emra, say we are Emra, and I say Emra. So that is how our program no so because she say in the amateur plan say yenya ye wo ebruchiri ni na no ye de Interpol ebefa ye ni na de akọ papa no ne ni abre na yeso ye nyai da. All right, for yenya ye guest here me no enne nanka me nua ba na de brofo na me di twi na unfortunately ye be start ya na the phone there been a tablet now or just this the reading no so I'll be doing some of the reading especially the introductory no not from there no yet to me at the encomono asese so me pacho introduction the mom permit me na me hwese me to me the portokasa at the reading a quick here say pacho sa kwenya ho a me fa portokasa akra en kai ho no Now from there no yakadia and they be now program no estimate start. Me born quick. Me bro for nenye nanso e just ampan oni me teacher ni minim say me fail you. Aye. Good evening.
You are allowed. Everything is allowed.
Good evening to our good evening to our viewers in Ghana, Canada, and around the world. Welcome to Watiana, the public civic and political education platform of the New Patriotic Party Canada branch. This program exists to inform the public, create political awareness, challenge misinformation, and hold the NDC government accountable for the exercise of state power. Now, tonight, we are asking a simple question. As we've all gathered here, we are asking a very simple, important question. And the question is simple. Is the law being applied equally to NPP and NDC members? Or are we witnessing one form of justice for government supporters and another for members of the opposition? We know, Mek Chirimukakra, the Aye can say, and then the Aye person you who say, Sebi, Ghana, attain, now say Mrano, Ghana Mrano, aso, ye di Juma said, yes, ye di Jumano, and now say, ye the MPP ni NDC, and ye dina so Emma Mrano, eye Juma. Na we ne who being here, ama SS ye fa and pennyfua, ombe to many yen, atena sena and semno, ye be mu, and then and semni bia, ye baby say pennyfua a wahe. And I say some of the things here, you baby say penny for a while, the state of Ghana's judiciary. Say you don't need a soothsayer to tell you their air coso. Mehunu say abaya ba abanko. Nanso mante that say Ghana abakwa semu abayin bi to me the year campaign say me ba mami we and I say asimesi me yina free ho na ampa waba bemu. Na ampa wetumi apekwan bi ede yi se nipa na fio na ye nyina ye to di just ampa wa ha ono no he's been in a political I mean like a way arena for a very long time nti bia se bibi se yesi ewo dada na ye nimu dia e bi eduru a ono be ma ye hu lawyer so se wono akoye mre nimu ni se bibi sa esi ewo ye mre mu Ghana mre mu da eno so obe kire ye mu na afei Mr. Enoch so eso atoa ye so now fe ye to me and the continue sana ye be in that order. Afei so assemble kwa ye be san aka wasem se mo be kai a the acquittal of Sedina Temaklu. Sedina Temaklu se be yen de ye no mo ye ti social media ha de ye se me yen kan sa wo wate ana so ye de ye hwe ne nsem no ene ne neama wo ye na nka wo ye kromfo se sanka wo dem a emra ebu anofo wakotena wheelchair mu abagana ema na ban ejai ne se onko ye be hwe se ye mra ene edi jai no ana se oye aban ye otisu hu nipa enti ene ye jai no afi yankasa so ya de ni na chema huntuni nokure nyame anim me ba wi ase me read judgment ema me ren who say that na ohwe de enti a ye de chairman akotum for that amount of years na na assembly di kan esese ye di sebi ye pension mu di hu di eko afei so the fourth thing ya ebia ye benya ho asem aka ebia no de ye ebia ebeye ni ada yi this appetite ya abase mahama say 4 years we hu so ye man another 4 years eno so no obufa so aches o twefa ne bo o so opetete mo akọ eno so eyemra ebetumi ayeyi ana say ntia no time be mu a ena ibidi sa enkomo no but ene question me pese me di bisa ye ni na obia answer me start the free honorable Sampan ho there be me kono ho awanhwa na akoye yi because on back okay honorable anka me pese me do na start e kwan da ho honorable me tumi do start e otemenka
Yeah, me.
okay honorable me pese me do start for the politics
of
it. Me pacho you. There me person me bisa na say a simple question and everyone would answer.
Me pacho you question. Me starting to bisa question no.
Me pacho you. Me pacho question they say. Me ba. Okay. Or say are NPP and NDC personalities being subjected to the same laws and legal standards? So we are NPP ni, now we are NDC ni. So yeah the emra corona na ADA ni na anaye ene wo NPP mra ene wo NDC mra. Wo akwaye politician ya unim Ghana politics abakwase mi. Mame fa won start na mi wi a mako legal mind no so de ne dia ba. Ato mi nti o.
Yo, me that's ma. Yenchia ubia o platform so app so a no so edina dwene e ba na akukuda ma wafre wo mo so no me chia ubia na nim say nyame yad ma program nko wi no ne yachimi my justice I justice to the topics no edikan Ghana your constitution no emma ubia kwan say ubetumi aye de wo pe a eyemra kwan. It is a way idea being in fact, Murakwam so a pine and now mine it's become after. Now, so Mbekaya, Mira, Lady Rollins, I went in the baby koi. 1992, Eba, not Piasino in some, not Eddie Pa, now some people proud on Aquacan, normal classified under the criminal libel. And Tisanka, Felix, can't be and to say assembly the Tiawa. And yes, be out of the was you for defamation and Bisa. It is treated as something criminal. President Kufoba Bemu Satan and Adam Kufadano, Attorney General, Minister for Justice. Yeah, Mranwa ye criminal libel no a free ho. And Tia Kamia say and ne Senka Sembiarano, Senye. In criminal nature, say a chrono boy would DNA who can one. Then Casembian who has been put so back some Etiobino as a year acquire a compound 100 million cities bill in a Sifono. It is the abandon, but no crowd woman say, we fear a free January 2025 ebepimende. And some akoso a word media numupa and crofo a cancel. Obisa na nadram Akufo-Addo ensuma ya ka kire no Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia ensuma ya ka kire no womo wo NDC brigade womo ya tiktokers womo de womo da sorry ya no womo fa microphone si womo anim kankan womo krata no the only thing they know is insults. I can give an example. Miankasa currently regional minister of Asantemam. We go be beside question said dear no yen and beside said media me who do it me one sort of TikTok. Or no one casa TikTok live said the yen is say 2 hours. And one in the boys de matter. Some conform dear term as if for Yinano, or be at in the fear dinner for dinner PC. Or be an country and Chirawa. But Obi Coca say, or so for BC will come and fear at the assembly no. Emma, for Moody. NDC they be winning power. Or repeat that statement, you know. Minia, Wama Bechino say almost say 1 million cities bail condition and your famano. It's the Abu Bisayano, and now ye Kasai dear. A Hamia says, so ye NDC ni, and you bet me a dear Kudinia me cry to my do Pibiano, Bianca Rachel. Nan saying, I don't try to. Usual propaganda name as if for no cancer, say a branch be a young organizer, Waguna is to her baby, so a cassette Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, or more aquachino. But only Chen Cranusha content or creative and nest to crack a. Now, Beba one or kind of them. A prosifua member tell a bed yasa. Any moon must see before now or more garden with Nakono. A branch here, to a macachino and this organizer. Or no component, and will be a cranich. And no be a cast, and I think we say Pano. We back ticket no over no work in a garden. Who can't say which and obey Jeddy. Into a camia if you say no near my warm yene and a more mutuno. In Su I quite say Sana and Semno, a coso or Ghana ha. So we end this in India, Dobby Biano, a free bunto. Our young people, Ubo Wakranas, a one chia one neku go be one. If you say a bonia wire yenchum cotumo. And tis a motina muna and pampano, the across woman music.
You made us honorable Sampine. Say why justice no now patch say asa na meko ure Japan ho no se mete dia wo kana se a mo MPP fo ya e na moko yi se obi kodidi aban atema na obi ka aban asem a omo nche no nworo ne ade no mo na moko yi free ho 2001 President Kufuor so sa na wo pa kire. Okay, yeah, that's it.
I President Nana Danko Kufuor but I'm really on no Attorney General.
Yo, yeah, that's it. Messi aba ho na mabisa de nti amoye sa. Ore Japan, me patro afi na eduru emra no. Question am bisa ye. Same applies to you. However, since I will ye lawyer no, I would like to coil it a bit. I would like to coil it in the form say, is the law being applied based on political colors, and does that give fairness and justice to a law if you can go through that form?
Okay. May I say, host, Pacha Menka. Okay. Edika, member two preliminary views. Madam was an opportunity, and particularly to the Odawa branch, Dr. Sadaha, ne Sahada, ne Dr. Umu. I'm more contacted. Me say I should be part of this. Me do almost body. I do a great job at the Odawa chapter, and met taking this opportunity to thank them for that. And then secondly, also, me contempt to be anti. I'm here to become a lawyer here in Canada. I'll prefer the legal mind, okay, so that the Federation of Law Society of Canada does not, come in to say I'm presenting myself. But very soon, to say I've qualified here as well. Because normally when you come from anywhere in the world, whether with your law degree or you are a qualifying lawyer, you still have to do some courses here and then enroll again. So that is what we are doing. Now, yambra substantive issue.
Okay.
Come here and say, Oba Emremoa, you see, said Yana Mumu Piet to say, I can say, justice must not only be done, but must be seen to be done. And our chronology of events are about. Now, any legal mind, you tend to wonder really whether there's that uniformity of as it were, decisions. Now, first of all, I would like to say that the judges are supposed to be independent, right? And so we are not really, we can criticize the judges in terms of their output, but really, when you look what would the Ninja tunes any events you stand to reason it gives some certain form of what doubt. One, you can even look at the speed at which certain cases are, as it were, handled, the kind of evidence that are adduced, to arrive at those conclusions. Now, for instance, I don't know whether I'm moving too deep, but let me take Suriname Tamoclose issues, for instance. Okay, so at a preliminary, you would see, say, the measure in terms of how we are looking at those two political parties relative to some of these decisions come out are quite concerning. They are very concerning. And say, and I'm right with you because it do baby. I was say, Sebi, said you penny some about who to me money issues here also. And yachiwe, yama bill. For instance, with the bill, normally what the law requires is that bill is supposed to be proportionate in terms of the gravity of offense to a large extent, So it's not a measure to intimidate or to kind of as it were, collapse or cripple people relative to their speech, right? Freedom of speech, as we have in Article 21 of our Constitution, really, and 17. So it is important, say, the way things are going relative to some of these things is a source of worry, and Obi Ojinan Chembia will not think. In fact, just today, maybe about program is not many Madam Fubia Menene Kasa. He appears to be leaning towards NDC, and he was really also very concerned that no, this will play into the hands of MPP. I was just listening to him. Why is he saying that? Because any objective mind, would barely say that no, this can't be true. And so when we go in, I will try to bring some of
problem
relative to some of the articles and relative to the
Okay.
issues in regards to law. Yeah.
Me that's a pa. Afi Dr. Enoch. Me pacho bremo e na afi yen start conversation na nkasa. Me pacho mpacho fo anim fefe ne bra o. And maka say guest bi e ba e say o do picture ba e say yen crofo no hu no. Aha, fo anim bra. Me pacho the same questions na me bisa wo no tie the honorable Sampine e kan ye utie the legal mind no so e kan ye wo as obi a wo de yi meka ne say dada nyame wo so no dada nyame for mo so say na mo so dia elko so emu hu no say na mo hu no aha aha aha
I say complain about no man ho dia no aboni mu kum no obono enti me hu say obi encheye na campaign cause obi ti say Kevin Taylor Kevin Taylor okasama say okasa favor yin no
NDC for yeah
encheye say ya okasa a favor MPP for no obi atem enti ne ho asem ba no akoga na ni ekitaje no ni yi na free o hawo no wa yi free na no ya ye hu say ye no ma yo dia na problem say na no ko pa ewura ma pani na ya bona bomo ya kire no ye kukumu afi eni ma tete sa but say ko ba say obi ko di MPP ni atemodia ye nyene pe eno na ne ba so say enye fe na fe so no aban ba ye pe no hu say wa pentem na case etia NDC for akuku dam de amebo mu din no hu say wo se wo twam evidence ni wa o de beto aso na we twitwa tansem ne so tie na wa mo ho ato mo form na emom ne fa NPP for ho de na wo de ahare apentem akutumi agu aten ye nyina ye wala yusi ye pepepepe ye so obi funtum asase ase ye nso no ye ene so say ye betena so na emom sa so tien ne koye ti say ye MPP fo ana ekuo ba ko fo ko ana omo ya ye ma so na emom NDC fo ana ko fufuro mo de so omo ye ye ma omo adibi mo dia na e kamya koye ti say ene mo di enko nti ye ga ko keka ni NDC for no omutumi editai omo a omo ensa no na emsa nti ye desire mo say amami am ye lay person me ye scientist me ye lawyer nti me desire me say that the same law apply to both NDC and NDC mean to me but the evidence ne any kakra bi o ha agency okay, ya omode highway no MPP for ni adabe for no and I say if you are say if you say me won bi mu say sa ye ya me offer you ko ye ya train no na me ya ko ye no ya train na tum nka wo ye NDC ni no ko di sa abone no nke ebe train na tum na say nke ebe ma na dibi enema we na ko so o ma twene mu NDC for any basso because he person me person NDC for be fail me person o mu basso no mo ye o mu niema yi no mu to me perform good buy for from so ba na wa perform better na ye ko ye nim didn't say o mo ya ye ntia kaka
yo
no
the pacho me da se pa muni na maka say yi pa na asem wa ye kan ha ni na no I believe say honorable Sampine kasa aye no wan ka ba bi ada say obi di bone na SSA your dim ready na me mfindi no that is not what he has said here menwen say lawyer so kasa aye no lawyer so anka say semra ne chi obi a sabi munya no unfortunately ye nuanom ayifo no kabasafo no o kasa aye ntiase ye ba program ase a na ye tworo nsem a sabi mintumi nkan bi o wate na platform yi so e de kire me pa cho ya papa Sampine or the year go back to history and no man something about criminal libel law when you not anywhere anka say obi ya bone a maye nkochina na say obi ye bibi bone a maye ma emrendi no anka sa na lawyer so eye ne man na lawyer me here distinction be Wona ube to me, ama miss a distinction, and I mean to me call honorable Sampine or quick. Now, meaning in the a year TikTok for you or muchichi as first, no, or more time, no, the net here and then now, no, how things are being turned out, and then I will give a bite of everybody. Naya, we mean why dry, mental voice, so what's your who follow proceedings? You know, unfortunately, your because we ain't a whole session for you to do, but I'll do it on your behalf. I'll do it on your behalf. So, yeah, lawyer, distinction now, yes, you're trying to say. Now, I'm reading it so you know, Brofuno, say, yeah, no, I quit before, until no, yeah, na, Brofuno said that I, for some time, yeah, but say, you almost say, government does not control every court judgment. Because now omuchi okoka pepepe na say nye government no chain no court na edi no government na chain no court na edi no we say ye ka say judges ye constitutionally independent, they say they are waka no meboa. However, yenim say both political parties somewhat and I mean, they appoint these people to where they are. Now, can a government distance itself from what its judiciary does, as in the case of the Attorney General, state prosecuted, criminal investigations now there, decisions about whom to prosecute and not? Can the government be independent and say, okay, we the government need more say, and I say, yeah, they are the government to be in the know-how of it. From there, no, then I will come to Honorable Sampine, since he has been in power and he will know. Say a more power, no, not sanity here, not also this perspective, no, it's media brand. So Ubet Mama is at the extension now.
Okay, Medase. I think that the idea kind of say what a constitution powers or the age, you know. And if you look at the arms of government, okay, you have the executive, the judiciary, and as we know, parliament. So the executive has, of course, the AG, as well as the Minister of Justice, Attorney General and Justice. So ideally, in the contemplation of the framers of the 1992 Constitution, the expectations were that political actors, i.e. the AG, whom is appointed by the president, and who panels they empanel, okay, they appoint, you know, these justices and all of that, and then, of course, through the president, and the AG is responsible for who will actually go to prosecute what, okay. Of course, you have public prosecutors and all of that, but the AG is the head, actually, in terms of the judiciary. And so, I mean, in terms of government business relative to prosecuting. So, in that context, the ideal situation or the constitution, they no pay say, even though anka abayin the attorney general or na oya abayin prosecutor anka was say odi anim na the obey bian, it should go to benefit the larger populace of the society. So that is one. So that's the expectation. Now, the second aspect of it is that even though it is expected that Inca always show that level of independence, unfortunately, it appears not to be so, particularly when you look at the fact that, I mean, because Ebia or no decisions who to prosecute, Sebio, Yawaha Nomosi oral, right? And then they ramp up a lot of people, you know, or let me even put oral aside. Yawaha Nomosi and Kofoya Galam say, okay? Yes, NDC for yes, Papa Bi or Ashanti region. I mean, why any one guy be now. Say, let's say I was watching. Time I no near the dinasem no. A chakra chain said you right to me ahead or much no mudi dinasem. Okay, so then it moves from the realm and can call focus. Even though I bind and you no expect this objectivity no. Now it moves to Now it doesn't appear to be so. And indeed, ideally that should have been the situation. But of course, in a year a no a year for prosecution or by was a nolly prosecutor no enter and nolly prosecutor no it's either so about reason for so what discontinue case now and I say or more reason cry near you we are to yeah you Collins down that to force and all of that now people are more in chamber can say nanny am ready say near you or it you know you when you now be chance why not allow the due process of law to, finalize or to end in its logical conclusion, whether or not indeed there was no case for these people to answer. And ideally, it's supposed to be saying, what's a ding, say a bear poslama, even though the executive or the president had appointed the AG, and subsequently even some of the justices of the Supreme Court and other justices of the superior courts, when there's vacancy, it is expected, Anka, after that, there will be some form of independent. But here, said the prosecution, you be say, okay, Adena, a media, so more galam say, BBS, oh, ye gusu almost a year and a half. Me was say, you na opposition be all baby there. Ye chini panano. Less than whatever months they have determined the case. You see, and even I'm sure if you look at the level of evidence that they are using, say, wire bonnie, okay, at some point I'll say, oh, wire bonnie, obi by say, oh, evidence or more you see, and it was not enough. Into tuning in a going and on the money very difficult to actually say you can separate what the government is doing from exactly what the AG and the way prosecutorial matters are handled. We can give a brief for the judges somehow, but in all these things, there's a political environment and the optics of it in terms of how the chronology of events, it gives a certain pattern, and that is not healthy for our democracy. The summary of what you question and say, and yes, you can see some balance apart relative to the way prosecution is done. But unfortunately, in this government, it appears you can see a trend which is not good for our democracy. Yeah.
All right, Medase. Honorable, Pacho, my member Hokakra. Lawyer San Kamrani de Esanke ye and as a judges Esan Komo ye independent. You have been in government before. And you have followed politics for some time. Could it be say time wana momo wa bemuno? Mo ye ni amebi sa entine bia NDC for so ba ya omo ye sa. And I said this is something unprecedented. Both His Excellency J. Kufuor time and His Excellency another time no. Mo judges are mo de call hono. Mo yusu omo di omo ye political persecutions ni ade. And untina is there any history? Any history why you could think said they will be doing this?
To the best of my knowledge, Minkai said MPP are buying 2000 to 2008 and 2017 to 2025. Yeah, BBC. Yeah, people were tried, and the people made reasonable comments. Xenophobia, Omuka said. A Supreme Court justices be because of Mary no, because of money machine and as if for them. These are serious comments a year about who did fear, panic, and I did make us a reasonable comments. Besides a person who bought mine, people were arrested, some were tried, some were jailed. A bit were cautioned. A fact, yes. But say you been wholesale. Say young news judiciary no against a certain group there. MPP are buying 2 times yaba bemu nyinano. Menkai se bibisa isi. As much as I know. And now me no can say technology we can go back to 1992. Nyako pulu all the clips, the videos, the audios of all these transactions, near Baba share, near their to Knoso, near Busano Kra, a woman. Dear a year clear, the last 8 years of the MPP Apine was the number of times and Crawford making disparaging statements against the president and the Dr. Baumia and other leading members of the New Patriotic Party. They went scot-free. Obia Vanessa and True also. One more assembly, you do on court to cry. The court gave them the opportunity. Obise Dr. Opuni. And now, and I know this may be a meaningful program. The animal by 8 years, months, we have to be on to. Now, yes, they are for beyond to and correct. They didn't go for court. You need a seminar and a free a bemo. Who buy bemo? But by discontinue all those cases. Said in the Yama also as a better one said. But by discontinue all those cases. Case a year came. We gave them ample time for them to have justice. If we say, who for be say at forcing, for instance, your man opportunity more appeal bed the war. Dr. Puni, what we court of the High Court, no appeals court, no Supreme Court. Contention about compare or back a between the baby to me, because you say, a rano and you know, pepper. That's the between another guy will be a now say anytime and now the time will be. It is to the best of my knowledge. Bibia says you somebody may hold some contrary view, but media meaning say we had the history of Ghana. If it 2019 and 1992, a babe pimone, a buyer or use sad discretionary powers, at the year ma, it's and for 5 days, this buy. I know I'm going to or more, don't bet on that chair, some bet on the amount none of my business, but we are making known to the world, and for it's a fact. Of which I will frame in prayer, mechan in prayer, no, is the fact said when they come, the arbitrary use of power, and no one can come on. In the history of Ghana, no, a baby and say, one than send this for best and
Okay. Doc, me da se pa honorable Sampine na me te won Kansas ya in night no. Ordinary about Doc. Wait there 1 minute bite on that. Now let's move on quick. Just 1 minute bite, yeah.
Yeah, funny say MPP so and some entine. Because here came to my phone so bit to me, I can say, and I for reality US no my and we see it. But the person can say, said you will be when it be and mean to me can say, dear MPP, dear, over your project. Now so Timani move forward, there was so much in a parcel. So, and this uncle move and come will be our welcome a pama or my Ghana, and it was to meet this uncle mono. I won't be in common for MPP Pansho and NDC Panso. And that is the stand I'm taking right now. Say, you heard the economy. Moma yen to say, MPP by the normal so ye boninti, NDC, say, that it was see any by a muscle. Now, you to me, Cassatia, ye, Koswa, and only Yenny shed any political colors if it be no, and only a human into will be over or young hardline will be over or only party colors will be over or mine ever nakumamu. South one I made tone South Frey say, or more will be the Koso or young mind gun and maybe we are professional when you're politician. When you're neutral, or mind on our day one year. Sandy Panana, anyone this uncle will say, Mumma, you have had the air so gun. Not young for you say, MPP 4 year, NDC 4 year, since I'm here to say, even to me, no judges, no judge in India, or only a referee would not grow. Now, so I brought no a year, a party back. and also Attorney General, and only the state prosecutor, and all this case we will go after it, case we will not go after it. I'm not playing no making, and I will say, Mammy said the name of Temakula, I say, Bramway. You want for year, and also a dance a woman. No, what I see. Young Fanango too. Until you really say, you won't Mammy Naya and Kawi and this me. And I would not come up on the and I secret the alpha on Saturday. And he had who for the Aka say, wait, far. And the other support. You know, what in this one. You said that about your court. I'm here to charge your name as the acquitted and discharged. That be, see, I am a son, me a say, and you can see a divine also say. The debate shouldn't be said MVP for the honorable and you and Timoma said, say, no, yeah, I'm not and possible. Say, we now we need practicalness. Now we are professional. Now we are patriotic. No, man, you better to MVP means in the workers. Into my name, Ryan. So, maybe dimension. Thank you.
You made that say, that dimension, no, Ube could tell me what mammy. Because Mesme person can be, but now I'm Mr. me. Now you're proud to 2024 elections. You were on this app with me.
Yeah.
We saw the fight we had to do. I have never seen a political campaigner, a political party didn't have one message to stick, but rather insult. Now, they use these things. Sometimes we have to come and defend it. Do you think, in your own view, do you think, say, the previous MPP government na me no me no communicate ma omo na omu take sa public insult of elders no lightly say omo like na enya de na ehia omo ntine etumi egi ntini sa na say what do you think of it? Just a bit on that and then we move on.
Okay.
Me sure say I got your point very well, but are you asking say?
Oh, there be maybe sir.
Please, can you hear me?
Maybe some may host, me co-host, now maybe some. I'll come back to you, Mr. Japan. I'll come back to you. Good. All right, now you go on.
Okay, briefly, it wasn't said, it was not getting to them because we are all humans. Please, can you hear me clearly?
You are clear,
We are all humans, and the focus and the vision was government as Nana Akufo-Addo and Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia. They were so focused of what they wanted to do for Ghanaians and this. Yeah, they were so focused on what they wanted to do for Ghanaians and this country. So they didn't pay attention to those things. Rather, they wanted their output to be there to judge it for them. So they were thinking about all the youth, especially the pre-stations, the youth that they wanted to give them effective education. You understand? So the focus was on it, and it was not a joke. Let me give you a small scenario. Living in your home, your small home with just 3 or 4 kids, it is not easy. It is not easy. Talk of come and take care of the whole population of this country, taking care of those kids through free senior high school.
Enough for
poor, rich, and poor. Yes, the poor, rich, and poor was enjoying it. So our government was so focused, our government was so visionary, was thinking about the youth of this country, whereby they can get effective education, whilst they were thinking about technologies, robotics, that our youth can be able to compete with the international world. Yes, they don't have time for those malicious acts that, excuse my language, will be going on as we are witnessing it right now. So what I would say was, we are all human. In politics, you get your opponents to hit you hard by verbal intimidation, verbal bullying, and whilst they knew what they wanted to do for this country, they didn't pay attention to that, and the evidence was so clear after the 8 years of their regime. So that's what I would treat the NDC government to be focused on their promises. It will rather help them than what they are wasting their outside doing, especially with the 24-hour economy that they've not done anything about it yet.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Intinona, they are mini abano, edeko potoka se ni munuane se, nana do ne na buying, na oma you focus. I say we can program be as an ya brome. Say they were focused to deliver because on no buy no accommodate crofo and crofo juma say near me Ghana na basa. I don't think na do no main thing was just like we imprison people, cut them here and there and whatsoever. So no not almost say the be Ghana totality no will be our home ebeton. You mentioned free education and other stuff, and it is quite excuse me to say one said sometimes the NDC for to meet Genevieve so cause I said they are not doc was trying to say na say omu ye bi wo omo ma pencil and then you ask them one yeah not oma kobo Captain Smart, then you ask Captain Smart MPP ni be na check Captain Smart and I say the government be na check Captain Smart ko di intro or the road minister din e ko di intro and no nipa ne den call court. That is what it is. But that is different from say Obi Akwaka say Dumso is back. Na Mahama say Dumso na abano first time we no second time we ntino. So Obi Akwaka say they unfortunate. And I'm so glad say Honorable Sampine gave us the history. No, cause me MPP kakra me minim no. Me who da say ye de emra ese yensa editate Ghana ni fa hu di soda. And it is because say and the media for banning Koleya Abeka say Ninano. First, a year, exemplar, a year the criminal libel law, Honorable Sampine Kayeno. And no nebema yenmo quine, Emma Captain Smart, Unyaniano Pano de Taule Gunukum. Not with Chucha Kakra. No, where dear Kuford Neba Umia Temwa or Yano Abonya Menyom. No, I'm sorry so. Now, where we know Wasiaka said the media is under attack. The person bisa sa the remember how the media is under attack, no. I really want to see what this whole media is under attack, no. There, but more a few critical questions there. Me person, me panelists for no. Mo boa me ne answer. Na fi ye ko said nam case no so. Na obi a Canadian for said nam there no so. More a few critical questions. Me person na edwin hubum. I'll pick them maybe. We have 3 panelists, so I'll pick 6. Said there will be a benya 2-2. To me, there were 2 questions. Now I answer 2 na boom. Me do 2 questions, Mawa, not one answer 2 now, but I'll be reminding you so that we can go on in that way order. Me pacho, yeah, kasarana mo kai say. Yes, boss.
Hello.
Honorable.
When the main cancer be that main cancer be never found 2 days, I stand up beside process. Because radio station back, many presidential staffer in the Kusha. The statement or they say. At the Mundi Mahama between 2012 and 2016, Obi Amamu Kwama yes, I did maybe. Oh, we no Sunday to say, Woo, Sankabian Frau, Yoke Frau, security agency Frau every day, and Kawano Dindin, when you're the better radio the TV show, Sankabian. This is what a presidential staffer at the Jubilee House told me on set, and I have the videos and everything. And you will hear with him. Na your dress rehearsal say obi a na dwuna bontin po say mo obega agmo if you say wo kasa ye de hunhuna e dey say nema.
Honorable, not just we are talking, it's a grand scheme and the end product and then say obi a ye hwese we anodin e we MPP mu bi and say e pekwan bi a ye de bebre wano ase pretty much say the okay no say if I get it correct, that is what is going on. Our country is
that's clearly what is playing out.
All right.
Clearly, that's what's playing.
You me pacho me boy ye jingle bako. Ye jingle no na ye de ka say what ya na say the Amaka no Canada MPP branch ye wa public affairs series ye de educate inform crofo na ye tena se discuss say on say ne kasa ye ken anke Miami program na said the anka munim sanke jadem na so ne no yato ye bo ebie ni amam tena ye de different minds yaba said there be anyone that chances on our platform nim say you are getting nothing and nothing but the real stuff. We are not here to just bully down people or throw down people. That's not what we are doing. We want to give you the right equipment so that when the time comes for you to choose a leader, when the time comes for you to make a voter, you will know where to stand and what to do. Follow yen, TikTok, follow yen, Facebook, follow yen, YouTube. Onyankopon so ebeshira wabra obo na yeso yakwa ntimuntie ye jingle sia na ye the rest of the program no atwa so yanko.
What's your name? You, Yate, Fudge Data, no crack. What's your name? Some it's the moment no crack. Knowledge strengthen the nation. Responsible leadership grows accountability.
All right. Responsible leadership grows accountability. What ya na? Yes, so yeah, dear, to ababetumuno. Me patcho questions no may 2 6 per and I be answer from each of the sections. The first one, I would like you to go again for Honorable Sampine. Me person me bisa say, why did the NDC party no say, because we are political, be a political strategy, you can give us the feedback on that. Why do you think say NDC4 were quickly to move in discontinuing cases are not prominent NDC4 what in politics? It's a political decision this about. What is the rationale behind it? If you can school us a little bit.
Oh, you're muted.
Oh, Honorable, when you two home. Honorable, what do you mean?
Yeah, Felix. Oh, it looks so political.
Yeah, sorry, Pacho. Yeah, I feel me. Pacho, I feel me.
Yeah, my muting.
Pacho, you.
What do you mean?
Pacho, I with them, pa, yanko.
Yeah, it's so political. I would say President Sunaya took on a very dangerous for the nation's development. If we say, "Oh, she shot to say a baby bar," that's all in Crawford be no more deep or near to your mind, near to Nassau, or to be you or my feet. If we say, and someone a walk quarter quickly no. One more court room are running the full course because the people pleaded not guilty. And a Ghana have a mirano and switch say a year prosecution no I said they say one more our book no or be proved beyond all reasonable doubt say what depend you know. It is what Bani idea similar to baby. And then I want to ask you now more defense to say what would deep him. To make a baby so as we did not protocol and then say that discontinue your term your jam or munkofi. The moment I be you say yeah no question one no that singular action no would be to what say a year mobile money president. I can't remember say on the platform President Muhammad then who were their candidate. Ejina so impoko boase kache guarantee say oba wa be yachu guarantee be ma amnesty. It is so that guarantee in ready to say or this environment or this say you penya yare won to transfer born in no it mission bo say be man amnesty there is susu say or me a political trial and when you be you model. And that is the question, and that is what is the bane of the nation now. They say that dishonesty and hypocrisy.
Okay, Mpacho said the outcome. Some no ya doing and I just say I just am fine most mobile. Now some control we will case or court to Mubeja and Cosmeno. They say me and down with more case or court to Anna.
You know, me papa can say me see. Cartoon suya you said will be say channel or since so be on why the could one nature a big rabbit me abro echa e bi so na mu kwa no echa bi say wo ko patwene sense so na wo di echa To the entry, you do so no more. People say they be second to you.
You, may I say, Dr. Japan, sorry, lawyer at Japan, fetch me. Lawyer at Japan. Now, lawyer for me to be a doctor at the same time. And I'm a lawyer keke.
Obetumi aye say no dey na say wo ko ebia wo ye PhD and whichever field that person.
That is a law no so no mu PhD.
Oh yes, of course. Every discipline there. Yeah,
Yo, you better Dr. Humu Gariba Swase wa joining yen. Mami, and then no the other one is a more your platform soon in an ye perceive whom nim. No chinebi ya broyan ne ye fen kofa be ma ye bela muhu na se sister obani atinu cause they say the iron no me say yes me case me ensa and ye try me kotoka ho intimesra mo say the iron no. All right, lawyer, this is your own for the legal for where you sit. From where you sit, is the Attorney General serving the public as the Republic of Ghana, or do you think or serving a political interest? Because the Mrauna Abings, a Attorney General fast that is the legal way we do it. And I say, Ujeni say, or serve the political interest. Which of them do you think this would be?
Well, I think, yeah.
After lawyer, now won't waba. Why? After lawyer, I won't have next. But lawyer, me into.
Okay. Who say Emrani there? Obi Bessia in layman's parlance will say, it's not everything that is legal that could be lawful, and I say it's lawful. You see? And you know, on the point of AG, any the processes there, in terms of or court, what the way court, why do you see evidence, why gather evidence, and all of that. That could be a legal process based on the Constitution. Okay, that grants them that. But we no free where any year no. You see, so we say that in the rule of law and our constitutionalism, no, rule of law is very important, and rule of law no encapsulate due process. Procedural fairness is a very cardinal principle when it comes to common law relative to fair hearing and all those principles when it comes to prosecution. And to the point is that any attorney general so quick, perhaps, you know, I don't know how, but sometimes you would, like I said earlier, sitting afar, you could clearly see that there are some excesses perhaps that the AG is involved in, right? Because Uba Bemukra, menye sure say perhaps maybe during the handing over, during the constitutional transition, you know, you would have the full grasp or the full information relative to the docket of, let's say, some government officials that the previous government were actually prosecuting. You see, because justice grinds slowly, and if you have that principle going for certain people in your party that we are still processing or we are still adducing evidence and it's taking so long, but obi there dockets because the people that the previous governments were prosecuting, Dr. Atufo saying Adongo, Ernest Thompson, and all those guys, these are cases that has run over years. So to even come to that conclusion, you need a lot of work to really ascertain whether indeed really those issues need to be discharged of. You see, so that is why it becomes a very interesting position of the AG relative to the things that are happening. And Obijina Obeka said, I did wait there and say, what is fair, procedurally fair, because what, like we say, what we do to A, you should do to B. What you do, like what we do is
what's good for the goose is good for the gander.
Exactly. You understand? So if you don't do that, because at one point you are using a set of information to say a brand here would do for Emfanenko. Then at a certain point you'll be the way you're buying burden of proof was shifted to the plaintiff rather than the what do you call it, the prosecution.
It's just a follow up now. We fight bind it to me. Not just oh, Patrick say, "Wo kra we suam rana na se ugusu a wo dem rana ye adwuma no." Se wo hwe akuturuga ayini a osi oni A+ be dware go tem. Patrick no nyame na me kan. Patrick no an ko kai say A+ ka se wo ye kronfo no so A+ nim no baby ofiri no. God tem no mu dware nto ne be dware God tem. Na me na me nim sa attorney general come to me do say obeda God tem. Ba nsem a wo kan kire. Na me bisa as wo kra we legal mind no. You can see say well or the for court or far process whatever there, but the rate at which he's prosecuting opposition and the rate at which quickly he withdraws his party people would make some of us think he's being political or serving political interest. Is that so?
Exactly. You can actually make that conclusion because when it has to do with bail conditions. People are saying, I think, I don't know, one of their government officials says you cannot use bail condition or bail as a form of punishment.
Honorable Haruna.
Exactly. So even if you take the bail conditions alone, and there has been so many people over this period, is really unusual. It has never happened where a government or a state institution, would dwell on bail condition to, as it were, penalize people, put them into custody because you cannot meet the jail conditions. I mean, because like I earlier said, it's supposed to be proportionate. Into Obia Base, lady BSO can be social media person near channel. Yes, one cover, I don't know what was it, 50,000 or 100 or whatever.
50,000 Ghana. Now, Ushe do Kwane born na net say oba no person mo ni tum.
Exactly. And normally bail condition, there are so many things that, for instance, whether the person or a flight risk obey to me a Ghana or you will be a society. So if you look at it, even for the high, at the high class, so to speak, where I teach you me, near Mobi 1 million
Ghana cedis bill.
I mean, and when no kikabo any other issues I am paying for ya papa sampa any dog kaka ukika ni nyina buma obi ogina nche bia be hu say really there's really something happening that we should be mindful of, and if you're a political actor, it's something that you have to be concerned about. So that conclusion can be made relative to the things that is happening around.
All right, me da say me pacho doc me ba ho na wo no me mouth two bullet at the same time because opese udina mfimfin. The first preamble no say one say utie dia legal mind kan ya doc no kure nyame anim one kasa when fi wo Ghana ya papa Rollins kura na yes wo di tuo na be di ade no. Did you see this type of bail conditions being given? That is the first one. Then you tie it into your main question. And your main question is, like ordinary Ghanaians, as I said, I'm trusted because when I would who as the ordinary Ghanaian, should you trust the system? Should you trust the judicial system? Especially as we can see, it appears that it is politically connected somehow. So can the ordinary Ghanaian trust the system? Inti Mami Bail no. Nafa we no to us na fe membrana honorable Sampan and find the next one. Na fe yekoye ni mama.
That is why I was trying to call on ordinary Ghanaians like my good self, who are not politically aligned so much, who are not officially speaking for political parties, to be concerned about what is going on. Because they say in ordinary Ghanaian, it is say, will be about social media. Not in a fan one crime. Not a homie empty. And out of that frustration, he or she picks a phone, records a video, as his or her opinion to the public. And by so doing, one video, no one papa. You to me, ever true. Eka say bia asemu a wo kan e kwa kutia yewura mampani ana say bia pani bi wo ye man ne ye de wakwa akotum ye mre yi so ade ye ene say ye be social media ene say information available ene say ye nyina no aba be social commentators and journalists in our own right. And until a ade concerning say we anu betumi apa so we anu betumi apa and until one kwa pay near can say na cover 50,000 of surety na say bail conditioning na one fe wo hu ya na wo say osonson na wo choose words na kwa to say kadima nka bi no aye wo no aye de wa aye ho na affluence o kasa na usuro so aho na papa yet say client say emiri bi aba no judge for kra no ye kire wo etumi ye wo bibi ma ni ye so aho sa de no judge pani o what to say your friend chief justice kra no aban yi ba ye wo so won fa na dwuma nto ho na mo kra ye tumi gi na dwuma free ne nsem fisi ye wo school no near what 3 arms of the chance here 3 arms of government your executive so any judiciary any legislature until will be a dinner pay now say the executive no so to me two a day we to me two judiciary na yes so now to me they will pay no that just will be a ordinary Ghanaian no all can on France so on here ordinary Ghanaian no I catch almost said if you wake up no it is because we can see an impending danger ahead. The big group have been 1 year no no papa to me out. And the now you can say, maybe from dear, men can say MPP dear, almost so. But say this number. Me can't say, abandon the and you say, what can support again? There was all pay a year. And until me friend professionals, me friend any part, or ordinary Ghanaians, or more form unknown to us, the minimum. The American say, MPP, the American, say, the NBC, MPP, back our BM1, the Engiano. I was here to listen in the camp. So I was okay. In the end, I can say, the cabinet in our democracy is under threat. Our rule of law is under threat. So, you can't be no casa wash or you didn't to be no so. You can't get 1 between Libya. You change prophobic or trade before a couple to free say, or my who are thing. Me to me blame judges. No, now before I came only near my Babu Badi Biblia. Come here, say, if you are not just need in this room, was say, when one who are paying a favor by all power. No, that can't to me everything. If you are not a promotion, anymore than any national. Near what you do, when they are not in San Quancoca. She said, Chief Justice Crambo, Yawon in consult to Nephi Nacunia. So I'm a man who to say wheels, no meaning said, yeah, come enjoy ye. Yes, and yeah. Say, to say, maintain the afternoon or yes, one, and the call to Cassia, and setting free. Never more, dear, what you baby at you will be crying again. You need to go out of ground, said me. You to me, train and no one, the Nicotina court, and my own native bail conditioner. And you know, a democracy, you know, and you judges, no. Name me, yeah, was here, my buy a muscle. Na yeni e be to me ni atro no yeni e be to me ama ya no aba asem ni mu no yeni na sofo any professional bodies abodo nyina emfa wo ma no ntum se wo hu se ye ko no ye na wo ka wa no tum na e ko bone a ebu a ye se konfo bone se o man mu a ogbo a otimu bi yeni na tim bi me da se pa honorable sampai ma memra wo. And then, me know this political journey history, and I'm loving it so much. On next question. Now, would the baby back on other can have your said the number? Said the number the end of the year, just will be antrim and not keke, and I ever can said the number. Now, Mama Moon, and I also my mama one question. Oh, now, you program by the next pretty much 1 hour, the near day, a human being, baby. Honorable, what the political party how our politics has been done in Ghana
and all that has gone on. Do you think, sir, NDC4, with the way almost they do the Sharia, almost a weaken what we call checks and balance? Sebi, that prevent the executives from becoming too powerful. No, do you think, say, NDC4 a weaken such checks and balance? As an MPP person and as somebody who knows politics.
Wouldn't say Obi may disagree with me, but say Ekobasu said the equality here. Now, Medical Maka said they're very bad presidents. Yes, said Ama or mine. Baby say so be to one to say I judge for your judiciary, you need to almost say woman a veteran to near Mama Yen. The Nipa shares can no to say the equi and what na yadi chinchim crofua as if in year pa. And maybe baby a man crophobia, mean person, Mr. Almost almost big Jinam say a baba mono, a yes, handsome. Now, soon him say we are saying, more my planning as if for no. Abraham Maslow, no theories or Maricano, almost there be almost say, Yanni be a cassis canina yeska. What's I say? And to say, Obia will come more manum now, soon say, baby, I come a qua, mania prepare you know, will be a chinchimuna. Now, question, I did to me in afa, if you a sronum. A banisanoa, the populace, the we are one man, no, yen j what's system no more. It's a very bad precedent, yeah, the to ama, yeah, and we say definitely no. Medical just say, do you maybe one said the basic. I don't think that would be the banway jai, and crop for say, more the way, you know, because when you look at the manner, a lawyer they can't kind, you didn't crofobia the 2 the same boat, no, a Shakari Richardson, where 2 Micanoa. Not just say, Oba, Yadia, a baby would be them to say, the other Minipano, or no, Uncle Chimusao. We are losing it out when we see the judiciary being bastardized, this as if for now, Crawford me, show mother pie, dear Emphatanoa. Na didie no a na wo mu se wo mo na eto de dia wo Felix me doctor and a lawyer no asem tuen ya wo mbegina maye no se saa gidie no efiri mu a o man no ye ni gina bia papa bia.
Okay, that's it. Lawyer or legal mind, Dr. Enoch make some statement to be na me pese also to me a bomodin na Osha di we mame kakra. Or say so Osha ye say Chief Justice cry to me apamonoa. Na yenya ye dia planke wo ho. Nibisa will say, does the removal of the Chief Justice strengthen judicial accountability, or does it make judges more vulnerable to political pressure? Say the Ekosui, do you think say ye Chief Justice yeah Papa Dr. Enoch Kanye, do you think it's kind of strengthens like judicial accountability, and I say it rather puts pressure and makes our judges vulnerable? So it will be to me, am I in Chemuka na me de last be response be about now if you caught into the Sedinam Temakro no quick. And then they just will be about many ideas about it, what they think about it, and then there be actually Dr. Enoch Nomobemame. Then lawyer, you will give me the legal, and then you would also add your submission to it. Then we can move to Chemawun Tumi's case, which I think will be the last case time will permit us to discuss today, and we will shelve the rest for other days. I mean, just go ahead, Doc, if you can come in. Sorry, lawyer, if you can come in and for us. Yeah.
And you know, say Eba Chief Justice ni remover now. Let's assume that it is lawful. Let's assume that. In fact, let's even say it's lawful, because in all the processes, that is what the law has become, right? Relative to even the Chief Justice himself going to the West African Court of Appeal to, as it were, plead his case there as well. But the point is this: it's not even about the remover. what was the objective of the removal? That was something untoward has happened relative to conduct. Okay, so in law, really, people will be. I will say that okay, let's assume that happened. Okay, we've wiped her off. So, what is the end game? Was it to have a robust judiciary that some of these excesses that people are seeing now, which never happened in the so-called removed Chief Justice, So there's a lot to desire in terms of how the whole process has been. So it is the end game. If the accountability was that, okay, there were some due processes that the Chief Justice and all the issues that surrounded it did not do, and therefore we are shelving her off. We want to have a judiciary that is independent, that is able to live up to the billing and really take on issues that affect the people and be fair. Okay, so when you take that tangent and what has transpired over the few months with this new CJ and the kind of court judgments or ruling that come, of course we are not criticizing our law justices, but we can look at the ruling and have some trend, right? Do some trend analysis to say, oh, so in the removal of the Chief Justice, was this the end game? To have a plethora of issues being discharged and and all those kind of things. So on that side, you will say, well, you may not think that accountability really is being upheld to, and that is the danger, as our senior Sampan said, because when you do this, any investor, I mean, when you sit in meetings and you look at what some of these foreign investors look at, predictability of the law relative to the country that you are going to invest is very key. So if I'm an investor, for instance, and there's that instability, economic instability relative to the law, because what if I go and invest today and the law is not predictable, that at the end of the day I'll have a fair procedural fairness, because government comes and somebody all of a sudden is in a different frolic of his or her own, and so some of these things where you really cannot, as it were, say there's consistency and predictability of the law, because at one end and that is what is interesting, because the issues are so clear that this person is put there, that person is released, that person is released, this person is put there. I'm sure that even the party in government will be concerned for the genuine people in there that want the good for the country, will be concerned that this is not the way to go. And like our senior Sampan is saying, it shudders to think that somebody will just say, oh, you are just giving an antidote to what maybe the next government comes in, what he or she is to do. And that really is not the way we should go as a country. And so it's a bad precedent for most of the things. And this does not looks like an accountability properly so called. And so there's a lot that has to be done here. Yeah.
Okay, Medasepa. Mama min kind way quickly now. Let's move on to the Wontumi case. Said Amakan Wontumi there, we will give Mama will be at let's say 8 minutes now, or the submission on the Wontumi case, and then from there we will move on to actually this is the Sedinam one. We move into the Sedinam 1 second, and then the Wontumi one will be like that, and the Sedinam one will be pretty much one question for each other, but you will give me your submission as to that. Media, as a host, they are me hunu, and I say as somebody who is a political junkie, what I see right now, and then they say also how calculated the removal of the Chief Justice was. NDC did this in order for them to, just like lawyer Khan, to get their cases through. This is me personal we are Sebe maker. I strongly believe Samobekaya, Dr. Enoch Samobekaya, the first thing Mahama did was to discharge some senior army officers who would have otherwise kept him in check if indeed things got worse. And then he proceeded in taking the Chief Justice. Now, after clearing the Chief Justice, then we saw all these nolli prosequens and all these things coming into play. For me, sitting outside, even without anybody telling me, I know, say, it is a grand scheme to free NDC people who must face the law and just persecute NPP people. And then there is one thing, so Mr. Sampan waha, honorable waha, Sasma making some boa obi. NDC for aboye krono sa, and so na ye ka say. Ye na bi ani ho, NPP ni na bi ani ho. President Kufuor classmate bi ani ho. Nanado classmate bi ani ho a. Sebi o man sikadie anase misappropriation of government funds inti. Ye they are convicting is we di aban sika inti no dem. Ebi ni ho. Nanso se oba NDC mu a ye wo omo nanano mu a ende ni na ebi ni mu gu ho Rollins no ma pen so ende ni na no enam krono a it was a case proven enti omugu ho. Now the question is, how can the person who has people in jail for criminal offenses as to causing financial loss to the state and all of that rather sell a narrative say omo nye thieves and omo nye corrupt, but rather somebody or no through it all modern general court modern FIFA all the system rather becomes the thief. Sebi not mentiase. Mr. Japan say what say they are not make an asia.
Yes.
Sebi uba mi fie na me wa fa no me de demu a obi anim say fie we dia akronfo na wo mu ana meboa sa na tie. Aha na eye den na yetumi sele emma obi say ampa NDC for the yankrofo bebre the jail ampa ye de atum financial loss to the state. David Exhibinom, Thompson nom, Abuga Pele no man and Aduja omuni na. But over MPP more, there is no single person I obey to me. I can say, Okojina trial my convicted and say sebi on where disca. How are they able to pin that rather on us? Young money a for Ghanaians to buy. That is I know sebe. It's up to you for you to judge. Now let's talk about the hot cake in the system. Some years ago, there was some fire. We know some because you go according to now. I bet hard too much. The questions in there, I'll go to the script, but where a general case I will be in. So I would like to give a some time ago. Obi Kodi Maslog Penny, a friend is it Catherine knows is that her name Cynthia or Catherine Credibisa said in that Temaklu. Edu Ditemaklunia. Ekoye Maslog Penny. Na a free mono. A jadifo ma eho kwachere womo as in sika omusika no omaniama shesheye ene yes saade a on this way nanka on fan compensate womo a womaniama ahwede no anaso womo a omo ahwede omaniama no etiefo amutie me ye de sika yi maami a according to court document no sika ni o ye de sika ni gu efie wura soamim we evidence you we antina me say chairman wuntumi de na me ba wa me say de bisa de ekoso said nam Temaklu de no wa wunnim sa case we no ono na nkasa no sika na nkasa na nka yesa nka bibisa no anka check such a big money no e wo account bi mu anka yetete ne kakra de ko no we de ye koyi sika ni na free account no de gu efie wura me sorry efie wura soame bag mu ene ye diko si agbogba filling station utie. This is court you. One kasa court in some way. Where court in Sanyami na America. Ye diko si agbogba. Ena ye chino selling. Ni aden kayama madam. Ena madam ediko fie. Ade atin ya madam sa feel kra de. Onye Ghana ni biu. We Ghana free Ghana. Sikana Ghana fo enya. Ema enu nti ye de ne court na MPP no. Lawyer, a hosu duruwa ubechire mu kakra sa absentia no. It looks like people don't understand it. People think say absentia means say na need any legal representation. No. Say legal representation ni wa I don't think so umbebu assembly egu so. enti we ya oba ono ankasa uti omo ankasa testimony omo de ba ye na yampa oni David Axim ene ne nkrofo a na ewo ho ene che sika no edi ye enti ono ankasa NDC fo no muntie ne ye mo mpani fo no mo nka no kra nkyere mo, but this is the truth. Omo ankasa admit said the money was taken and the money was stolen. As a result of that, with all the evidence, the court found her guilty. And your sentence, Your sentence, na we Johnny, whoever facilitated, time almost sentence, no, mama not to tear from. Into the lawyer's catcher and say, yes, but I say we deal sentence, not only Ghana. Now, and that, me who honorable Godfrey Dame, me who ni letter be or the atwa bonting. Now say unya letter ni be read here, it tells you say we cannot do politics like this in this country. And yes, Ghana will not go anywhere. Said NAM coming to Ghana and everything was started by the MPP. Attorney General Nankasa mandates are or the extradition. Na 2 more na US for area juma. And to say NDC ni because na baby so omo na kokon ye kotwen said NAM ba ya omo pen nim. Omo signature ba akokora ye den enim. Yemfa no nkoto nche. And now oba ye prison wana. Na ya na me person ko for because that she was kept under custody there be. Yamfa na nko prison bia me ye hunu say ya hye na atade. Ye de chema wuntumi ko mo de camera to no so ama mu ma ye hu ba bia mo de ni wura. Wo ba court mo de camera to no so I said NAM wo ba ne mo patches na media phone ni Ghana na. But they sold it to us some de na court no problem. Onipa na mo se mo keep under custody na de chen ya mo se ade agifuo bi masesa de agi bi akotena so ema ono akwa akwete no at the charge no e de na free. Now, with the background of what we have said so far, and with everything akoso ene, the ame person nibisa and I say, meba mami fa we show. Even though say Nkrofo perception and now you crank Nkrofo and they in discussing is telling us say the NDC is doing this acquittal because said NAM NDC ni. Some might also say Emrano and Ayeden Ayenejuma. Now, ye nina so no ye who say Attorney General Sakoye U10 B say or file appeal say on penny my I said the NAM Temako and the lawyer waha or bet him. Is it a game plan? And I say a BBA NDC for a per se. Honorable Sampine, the patro said the NAM Temako KC, and Niama say discussing the doors, and so wo sign a wuhunefa, ne acquittal by ye, and then Attorney General so I could file it for appeal. Saying a wuhuno, we are Mr. Enoch, now for legal mind and Ankasa mind the whole you not feel me the more questions one amamo. Honorable patro, with Magasa.
Yeah, that's on 25th June of this year.
Yeah.
Let me be specific. Now me wo Asempa FM ekusi saying. And now omo ka say omo de na asema me kan and say omo de ne ba eni busume omo beja. If you say no kra say MPP aban and start the extradition no tell my court no ka say for court 10 years. Yeah, you adwuma yo any free abem. Speed now, one buy ya, one the year nolly prosecute. The same speed, and the year for the extradition. And never be brave or a some matching crophobia of Domoban. You bring near so. But wait, dear, no dear, and tell them the buy. Ebu, what the kaka? A no be bra or my no moon crown, no be baby or a mammy could be some question cry. Emma, a government spokesperson, but it's Zukachi, every country mine say, and you're never prison for also. Indeed, you be a maybe sad say, but me no, ever him fa. Quarter, what would you call it? Said you didn't tend to be boas. The more you rem, but look at it, be say, one and ne, one more person, more casse, not child sheet, a defective. Mami no wamo the 78 counts and the ball no. Could anyone tell us say all the 78 counts no simple na ye no kresa na ye defective ana. Na Ghana ye mra wo court no lawyer no wo betio. Say court be a defective ba. Court no mass prosecution no kwan e mo ko amend no. No asa beto aso. Ukoje madam enuti no so ka che be a defective enuti. Maba magyan no. A game plan. No crunch of what's a moon say. Share and go for P. Aji Maslow Posian. Bet me among list of more than 300 people have been named Samuji Maslow Posian. Obi Biara. Eko Aqua Kutia. Wamu accounts or Kutia's Canitu. Me to a car fi Maslow for. Kaki to be Anna Jambi Ninam Evem Hafa. Me tia can know all the receipts and everything. Account them on the man may any them to put you to Munina. I have all the receipts. In the year then, and it's getting a bedroom bank for the that's a bank no see on to me interest in one. Mama or cash is coming. Because the money was transferred into the microcredit for no account more. It was in Mama and we put him the Dicoma or more bank or more Sunday transfer. It is a good year back at the moment, most of accounts that were Munchia back, second. Announce to say a manual or Musicano, your cousin Fancomo, ever aggregation, Secano, uncle. I yet me and Tracy can. When I have substantive issues, one actually pen paper, a defending as some the quite dream. If you say, the person could be mechanical, say, to cap 500,000 no a year can, and yen no credit. And now 1.6 million a year can, and yen no credit. And a total of 90 billion Ghana no a can, and yen no credit. But so the country say, charge you now the ball, no, charge you need be. Na emfani kwemu charge ne chia Felix asenwe ye kan ni ye kan be bia eje the end ko asenwe se nua ne say ena me no ka say attorney general say obekwa appeal me wa also be accountability the men no se mo tie no that's no all can unite say oji court no assembly too. Meanwhile, or no NDC MP, or yeah, Bible penny, or no attorney, state attorney general, or say minister for justice, or say NDC MP, or no any party no MP woman, or say attorney general or not party in legal team. A digital macro in a dano, woman in them radio TV so a group fem defend that case, you know. It's that contradiction also, no, with him. And now they want to push it with the agenda say, Godfrey Dame and your fine, and your education, you're accusing the panel. Who are also here with Jumayan, who buy and she share pay and also your far, sir, and their man. Sank also per many year and come back with say cash it in your wine and education. You could have cooperated trial, me boy. Says no, one year, say, me, Attorney General, me and this by me say, a pay operation, recover all loot, you know, or around, you know, me pay and that year, the company say, operation release all looters. Release all looters. And no, and as I say, Abba, Obi Cross friends will present clear all looters, okay. And no basis. And it mum there, a year because medical account, the beer NDC, a judicial system, and no be upon near or modified, any penny or modia. Now imagine, could you imagine, say, Sagame, $200 million US.
Yeah, see a trend.
Sagame, Cobrand for Sika over 5 billion Ghana cedis. perform cash and umponation on mine some bulk over 30 billion for some financial cleanup.
Yeah.
Some of Muslim discontinue almost. Emene atu force no yaja wo mo ema Japan no enam ebubu profo dan ni se ekwachi wo mo na ade no de ekono be panibi ka se mi kire me na dedem trim na debiam de ka sem o se osono elephant o ti ho no hu se otwe di mrika ewia pao no do no bisa otwe no se otwe na ewia se di mrika wo kwai na se ewia tisi krom kohwe a process for be chimponchi nyina ye bisu asem ne do akoto freezing to ne do twane ana tunu hwe ne din no say boy mami sumi nkwai na wo wo twen kra wo sha ponchi tie ye influence e bechi wa mi wo osono ye chimi a bi a 30 years ko na mi ntimi prove case say menya ponchi and that scenario no e no mo create e wo oman yi mu e ma bibia ye kisne it way enye me na me call yeah so for way na me yeah lawyer way na me academia way oh all of us should come as a people with one voice nyembe who say crime is a crime when you are proven to have committed that crime no yenhunu na nya propaganda ene edika sa asem minia nya propaganda ene edika
me da say doc sorry lawyer doc in your doc we line na drop kakra lawyer who be take over from doc there no now with the whole Sedinam case no a set of questions and maybe but me person also mame also legal mind about it say obi a court ebu no for say uncle jail my sentence na wie and na by you say appeal court of appeal by almost say do I the ball no defective. A whole lot of things comes to mind and a whole lot of questions must be answered. See, I can say, can a case be acquitted because there is a defection, and as there's there's a defective part of or some part of it is defective. Can a case be thrown out just like that?
Well, first one. There are two cases be eguno ejina so. And this particular one is neither a technical issue or the technicalities of the law, but it's a mere it's a mere ratio. In other words, that's what the judge or appears to have made. But I'll make the point this way that say Uma will be ejuma. Na Enipano failed to deliver entirely. Or let me put it this way: you have 78 counts.
Yes.
Okay, and it is strange. And it's quite interesting. It is strange that all the 78. You know what that means? If let's agree without admitting that indeed all the 78 counts were so-called defective. What does it mean to the high court judge that did the trial? It means that he or she had no knowledge of the law, no knowledge of how to, as it were, ascertain evidence and come to a conclusion. And that is why we have said in all these discussions that the optics of it is really not what you expect, that somebody can just come and say, all the 78 counts is defective. I mean, you know, when you say it's defective, how really defective on a point of law or defective on a point of administrative errors? So there's so many things to look out for. So if it's defective because maybe the processes of, let's say, adducing one evidence or the other, maybe they use a different approach. Because when you look at the count, some of them were given, like there were information, there were documents to, you know, to as it were corroborate those charges that were meted against, and so it's quite strange, and that is what, like we've been discussing, that any passerby or reasonable person, any objective individual who has love for country can never say that really this is really a good thing to have been done by the Court of Appeal and whoever sat to actually discount or let's say throw out all the 78 charges. And you were making a point about trying an abstention and people thinking that he or she didn't have any representation. And you rightly said she would have representation depending on the circumstances, right? And even with the appeal that subsequently led to her being acquitted and discharged, you see, in criminal jurisprudence or in criminal cases, as you may know, is the republic versus that person. Now, in criminal cases, the republic becomes the interested party to deal with that crime because we want to curtail that so that it does not what more or less harm the society. And so, even at the Court of Appeal that discharged or acquitted this 17, you would have a state prosecutor because it's the state that prosecuted the case against the plaintiff.
Yeah.
You understand? Against Ferdinand. So on what count you say, oh, no, we are not aware or she has been acquitted and discharged. We are going on appeal. Then the question is, were you not at the appeal because it's the state against the person? So it is a whole lot of issues.
Lawyer train na oh ya can be. Oh patch say.
Yeah.
Kwadu ayegina so the boss said na tamakro.
Yeah.
Same post obi ka say a defective wa. Number one, na onipa kone patch say judge and the prosecutor for omotena case in so prosecute you know. They know nothing of the law. Because how can you prosecute something for all this while and come to a conclusion and there's a defect in the case and you are not able to see or recognize? And we are the first thing I've learned here, right?
At least for the 78 counts. Yeah.
Good. And I will say, there is no way say state prosecutor or no Ejina Ghana name a prosecute said the name.
Yeah.
Ebeka say, oh, no, Nim say, oh, I'm new to this. This is new to me. Into me quite appeal. That means that the whole time I know to na or no tea. He said, "Uno de ano omota ko no tea." Okay, say, "Eh, ba ko na friend is saying, Nunu, how say Randy Nunu is a Nunu mensa." Okwatno I say, "No, they only gave me tea. I didn't get biscuits." That's what two in
Electoral Commission.
Yes, Electoral Commission case in the sa. It you know, is it say the prosecutor no didn't see all this defectiveness now or the call where you now say because the whole candidate just said they should have been in the know-how, which would even make it clear for somebody like me to say any idea no almost a share and no. That is how I'm thinking right now.
Well, yes. So any reasonable person can come to that conclusion, like you are alluding. If Odessa near money in Kambuma, you know, so certain American it will start to reason that it's more like something that has been choreographed or rehearsed, you know, to as it were to play out. And so it's not a good spectacle. That is what I would say. That, and I don't want to just suppose that to say that maybe MPP, any government that MPP comes to power, and of course, it is not something that we should embrace. And this kind of processes that this government is actually embarking, it's not any precedent that they are coming to, as it were, also undertake, or there hasn't been that kind of process ever since, like we were saying earlier, from Rawlings's time, you know, slapping people with hefty fine bill bonds, you know, acquitting people. You come to power within 120 days, people have so like we've all spoken about it. It's quite unfortunate, and you can really tell that there's something amiss. So there cannot be, as I said earlier, there cannot be that at the appeal that acquitted her had the state prosecution there or whoever was prosecuting the case, because it is the state versus that person. So there cannot be an appeal without representation from the Attorney General. And the irony is when she has been acquitted and discharged. That same Attorney General office comes to say, "Oh no,
I'm
you
going
go
to
on
appeal.
appeal. There was an element of truth in the charge sheet or in the trial, and therefore the 78 counts cannot be discounted." Or so.
But lawyer, Emmanuel, you want okay, I deal with free education 419.
Yeah.
You do baby, you almost say you're on the buyer. So when you want to Attorney General and I say I have a case, the same state prosecution is a mini case into Yenyame. And this phone call pension as I say you will see I'm like happening. But baby, I'm with you. Momo they to me objective. Me the baby I'm in America. Why?
And idea Pina have those concerns, and I think that Senkabani tie or mindful now. I think that they have to hold a break on some of the decisions.
Because I deal with Ama and Crawford Japan, even NDC for cry, Moya NDC for me. Because I think that some of them are seeing the future. Say they are one shot and Crawford will back power. Now a Pascal Eddie agree. So thank you so much, Mr. Legal Mind. Thank you so much. Dr. Enoch, me pacho, this said the name adi. Kabe 3 minutes be na fe yenko chema won to me there no so no questions one be mamo. Naya, I also have a question for you to come in, so get ready. You are coming to give us the your perspective. Yeah, TikTokers, any bloggers, any communicators.
Thank you. What your phone say all the people joining and following the page, having patience to wait and joining in the program. We continue to show appreciation to them for this big busy moment, like spending time with it. But me a lawyer, me person me a lawyer one day, but me a lawyer. And me can law and me the obu suma papa penny sampain me can do TV so bad. They were hanging eye. And me ko repeat the penny for no be out. Me mo question me answer. I want my minimum. The kind of a lawyer no a kind of to me educating me. Acquitted and discharged, Not just say you join on your sign a cheat. Not just say said you have making kind of meaning. A come here and say you to me sign for prosecuting him. I didn't think I just no. One can say one call a retrial. No more I can say acquitted and discharged.
Until lawyer, now we watch the why because Dr. Enoch on to Hona say. Okay.
Yo, Martin.
You to me sign for prosecuting it because Martin lawyer for the big say you cannot prosecute a person twice. Until you judge on the sign a chikra. And so you who say about 90 million Ghana citizens involved, which is a kind of way. Oman can say Sikana in your eye. Oman can say Sikana Wamfa. So the money is missing. Indeed, money need to say Ghana need to say media. Sikana no many DH. Say you will be for 2 days more than someone more. When someone move on, will be the bar. It doesn't benefit me. Side the fact to say it will serve as a deterrent. Now, will be uncle, yes, I'm on any demon. So, apart from that, will be done someone more. Me, and you're not American. Sikano, Sikano, to me, hospital bed. Sikano, to me, yet name. And when Sikani, the chance, young myself, one fan goodie, one fan. Sikano, Yatia to me say, and I see you to say Sikana. Na yenja ye chireki enoni asemo a say yan kasika no be court no anga court bata na anga say oh sika no yen konkoje ana say yen ko ye retry ni yenji mo ni sika no le mo sika no se na one himself na nyira na fe yen to me and sign for chimo no ni sika no be acquitted and discharged and on that money mufo na tawo it is a people disika no your party be media. Not just say acquitted in discharge, yen to me chimo and yisikano. And on the was they have been a coso. And on the I bet more. And Munti, a wonder about what you are more. Make a sentiment in media. Media, what you will be my so to say a higher than 90 million cities no flex sikana wani papa lawyer sikana wani papa sampai sikana wani mama wodi
Said enough.
Where is the 90 million? Madam, what the court one G action and
okay.
90 million a year.
Okay. The patrons said they are okay. Oh, Patre say, Cemetery, they are dog air canoswa. Asem na kwekodi saa na omansi aye saa no na kire se sika no so akamu ana I believe say edu say a lawyer be answer 1 or 2 a or the beto aso ama ye hu se sika we is sika ye betumi age ama Dr. Enoch no ana ko so mo mpeso mu kosi boho na omusisi hospital ewo omo ankasa omo akura ase ne ade ye ni abere pa Naya, you've listened to the conversations. We have been educated and informed a lot. From where you sit, with this Sedinam thing, where your bar, or sign your bar time. The I am a Dennis, we get. What sentiment do you get knowing say the escaping care, the scaby bremo? Sikana man me come on, sir. Kaisa scanning the mumudin a koji you. Sikana man me come on, sir. Unipana Sebe scanning codin in Semino. Nyamia da Roma, court to a buano for. So Udifo, nti on face canamra. Onipa na ban ba no ye say court to high court so be a differ no afi appeal court say omo improve bibia say omunya no na onko wo your ba wudi twa wo your ba time oti bibi say ya sentiment na te say ma kasa kakra na afi yen go on to one questions me da say.
Okay. Thank you, Senior. Thank you, Senior. When it gets to this level, I get so much disappointed. Essentially, Yera Mahama Ebe, he promised, especially women living in this country, Women Development Bank. And notice our Women Development Bank in Impoma, you know, now you're full say, dear 100 years, 7, near one I do dear, 7, oh my. So all the promises that he promised said, yes, Women Development Bank, Yana Kawosu Swama, and Kama, Missomiti, Menya so, and Faswani Yama Memoir, Aka, not a no crown, no one who could to go for a crash. Nastabi, and ma, Nami, when they say, ma dear, when your feminism were habits, and Kamadia were bataye, and we see Kamawa near memoir again. Now, Yonko ba, it's midday, Ghana, Sika, Afamra, Afa, Pine says so, and what a mind now for more. Then I think say Yera Mahama Ipti or my mambo with the man in mambo. And this goes back to your vice president, be with greatest of respect. Yenya or your ba. Or your ba Yera Mahama Memo your ba. Like we look forward to Kamami. Ya mami, ebetimi, ayade, ashasan some winning at the amai, and then when in the office of I robots, I am vacant, I am effectiveness to be a therapy, or no kwa. And our mother office, send a year about office. The only vice president in this country, Dr. Muhammad Bawumia, or my young Musa, we are vice president at Sebi, you can be able to think critically, bring out the post solution to change and to solve most of the challenges in this country. But then, Obabesiao, or no, so your Obabesia, or education minister, not the 3 years. Yeah, 3 months. So Yera Mahama has failed. And for me, no matter with greatest of respect, make I say, Seppi, again in our conscience, also conscience, or not a memo mark at this regime there, and found the political party or don't. Now you say he's coming to do well and excel. At least bring out strategy, system, about the ordinary Ghanaians, whereby a man. Yet na memo so far so now was fairly woefully. Now at the end of the day, now memo mono and Margaret would think say they can stand for us now and then omuna omudi rambo. So all those things the say Sasika we send your doctor Kayen, ever go down the drain now. Then where is the Women Development Bank?
Yes.
John Dramani Mahama, our able president, we are asking you this question.
Sorry.
Are you able to, will you be able to accomplish one of the promises that you made to women in this country? That for me, I look forward for the Women Development Bank. Where is it going to be? How are you going to do it? Send your Wama judicial system, I am Shokaya. Wama Yesika, I put down the drill, not just say, Sabio, and I put that
okay.
Came to play around us and excuse my language. So from fool us and I said that those food for thought. And for me, I'm so much disappointed in my John Dramani Mahama's government. Yes,
especially with this
precise.
Okay.
Thank you.
Me da se pa he me aba na nka oyate afaso o say omo promise man na bank eno aye hu sika kakra no so mo nja mo ntumi anje ono abo sampan me pa cho afi me ni nkomo question back lawyer we na ko legal ntin meka questions me ensan bom no answer ni na ato aso na ye ko chema wuntumi de no say no na ye de program ne bebe we in the next 15 minutes yeah the program ne bebe we ntia na ya ma your submission no so no aye more precise and go on well. Okay, me pacho you. Enti lawyer memo question ba me ne honorable Sampan ni nkomo kakra bi wa ha. Na yento aso. Honorable, me pese me bisa say one. So me pacho me ba o. NDC government say omoba ye udin kaka ora afikra also operation release all looters. Is the government committed to recovering public money or only scoring political points? Government, you know, why is serious? Say or perse or jisikana yen or mine and now say or perse or scoring just political points within a make appeal na and all these things. Is that what it is? Is that what you see? And how do you see it?
Oh, I grow up no moody. I grow up no moody. Almost mean yes, in the first place, you know, yes, issues are never caught. Never the continuum of funding na kumua na omano actually. Na yet me ama noli prosecutor. Would the kakot to assume po ye never say a human why ye now we're deep him. But you come into power within 2 months. 2 months old. Between me and Krama was my future cases we say. And I want to take you serious. And your political point to ask almost call political own goals. If you say Ghana for a judge or mopa. You much woman who goes. You go my witness in peace who can't be a corrupt and as if one. And they are just opposing it against the fact that we see never will try and perform. And for be a work court in internally broken to be person may come once. But said them then they say we. The we say appear Jano, me boy.
Aye.
It's Ghana for judge. Ghana for would be a judge. Sabi, me mammy can so. Onima can kind all kind judgment look on Tiasia. Then so Utie say Sika say up for baby some or money did not to Obia Kofanaba, a jan or some could dinner PC and nom Reverend Quine and Kanwa. A your master Ghana for her.
You may I say, lawyer Afi Bremu make questions now but one answer my na ye who how first one be how did the High Court find Sedna guilty? Now appeals court so because now state prosecution. I think so you did touch on it a little bit, but so to me extrapolate my Yankee. How does say High Court say Obi guilty? Now appeals court ever conclude say the case hasn't been proven into no what acquitted say nipa. I know you're the first question. Ebio again. Sa appeal ya na Attorney General so okoye. Is it a legal effort And I say it's an attempt to reduce the way and for Airbus NDC for no based on this acquittal ninety and a yes I feel so now acquitting. Is there a way a state no able to me a recoup scanner back? Is there a way a to me no akasano we just scanner back? Is there any legal way a to me afa any na head now sebi or this cano aba back? Is there any way now that she has been acquitted and as scanning na as you be patrol can we no na boom na wait to me answer my medase.
Okay. Medase. Emsa Fezana say kind of high court ebe convicted on appeals court. I can say
the case is not proven.
Eddie Kine, yes, Eddie Kine said a jurisprudence in it, so in your case, wherever you can be, either from the magistrate, it can walk through to the superior court. The superior court being the court of high court, court of appeal, Supreme Court, right? And so in those stages, no, I'm running my whole coin say. Sebio ya de woko high court na yedi wasem na wani anye ho a emrana so show so obetumi the appeal ayeden akọ move the second step or the next step to the court of appeal to ono so wanye we out to me the court the next way na the ma said nam the any ye a bit we any ye processes in the way near men nyina akọ ene say yedi obi asem. Now, see, who umpumu abani amao, sorry, yamao clearance echo. Okoya no akokasa uma. You see, your conduct alone during judicial processes can actually even be a basis for conviction, depending on the nature of crime, right? Your conduct. And he said, yes, where discuss undi, Branian to us was uma, you know, and then all of a sudden, a government comes to power, and then you come back, and then within that short period, you are out. And on the court of appeal situation here a bit interesting. And to say another doctor, say, once you are acquitted and discharged, the case is moot. Yes, it is only moot when you have exhausted all the ladders. So that is why the AG is saying they are staying the execution. They are in Supreme Court to stay the execution and then for the Supreme Court to look at it. So every court or every case will end at the Supreme Court, even when you have been discharged or acquitted. Once there's room, you can actually move further to say that stay execution, there's an error of law or there was an error of fact relative to the basis for which the acquittal was done. And, until Ombes or Supreme Court, the Supreme Court that terminates.
Same patron more question.
Okay, go ahead.
The outcome is here, no? Oh, patron say. Inti say yes, we are bad because young we see about we are better ba for bonny. MPP ba be pamo do no. Inti say pamo no na say the yes the shower. You bet to me the case na for Supreme Court to say omo hwemu man. Na ono so aka say girl na discount yen san che no. On bet no. Ana say
I know they me need the minds of whichever chief justice.
There be a coin that who says you to me chin in a year. Me patcho enrich na mama me patcho you enrich.
See all the avenues in Tinaga. I am you to say their lawyer. So they want to exhaust all the avenues into over. So we just Supreme Court made the network. That's why it's also sad. Over the room or how would they to me, I push it back. So they are actually going to many lawyers. But what I see is that Omen who say Omar quitting at discharging or no. So what will be back.
Obey me the Supreme Court.
Until you know how they go Supreme Court. So say our more power to make sure say why is also every avenue into over and obey.
Lawyer, do you get the caveat, Mr. We put in?
Yeah, it's plausible, but I don't want to speculate, right? I don't want to speculate, but yes, if that is the machinery for which they are playing out, once it ends at the Supreme Court and it terminates, that's it. I mean, nobody can take it anywhere again. The case is moot. It never happened. And on that score also, nobody can, take any facts of the matter from the High Court or the Court of Appeal the Supreme Court decision as a basis to, as it were, evoke or go to court for any reason whatsoever. And if that is their modus operandi, then it's well set on the process, because as it is at the Court of Appeal, even though acquitted and discharged, once you have once it's a crime, even though acquitted and discharged, you are able to move to the next ladder to make sure the case ends. And I now talk about whether we can recover the money. So on the 78 counts, the money aspect was part of it. And this is the case where the judge is saying, 78 counts in this Skabia won't be no credit, Skabia never existed. Or that's the implication. Because
into 90 millionaire that why na yenim say sky on, they say the Oma can intino. See, I can't say no case and I just again and this Skabia.
So now then we move from the criminal aspect to civil, to be able to mitigate that again. So that's another area. Wow. Because now you are saying, nipa no onye criminal, however, we think there's some monies that in the course of the process she might have admitted, then let's use the civil procedure to get it. But in terms of whatever the crime was in the 78 counts, none of them ever existed, at least as of today. None of it ever existed. She never took any money. Everything was lawful, and she has been discharged of. That is the implication. Until we evoke those processes to say that, okay, this is a criminal matter, this was 70, but a civil procedure has rules of recovery relative to whether or not some of the transactions, and whether or not you can prove that there are some funds in there, and then we can use that civil processes to get the money back. Otherwise, if we are basing on the ruling, it means that in totality, yes, it can be any ho, and it can be aje.
Where the and common eye at the pa me bato bless and common eye at the honorable Sampain. Minim says say why ready, I will get ready to become the first vice chair of our beloved party MPP there. And then so maybe in your course, I will talk to production, any leadership. Now you says our case we yes international ka nyame adom animanu ya say next week kra Saturday be ya anka ye international anka ye mfa wuntumi de no so enka because time no eko ye say agro ye de no na ade esenkurasefo you say me who say about 10 about 10 Ghana. Honorable Sampain has been with us for almost 3 hours now. It's not an easy thing. So Obeko radio near there. I would like to let us bring a curtain down on the program for today. However, to me, monko just like that. Into the American say, remember each and every panel biano 4 minutes to give me your closing remarks as to these cases we have dealt with. And then honorable, Edu side there also ube to me ade o campaign kakra afemwa na ye to me ede ende. Let's start with Dr. Enoch. Dr. Enoch, first and foremost, I want to thank you so much for this wonderful opportunity to learn from you and also to hear what you have to say. Your final words for the last 4 minutes, and then
thank you. Yeah. Thank you, Minia. I hope not to use it for all the 4 minutes so that possibly our father and senior brother, Mr. Sampain, can explain his campaign message.
Yeah.
But
yeah, to on with them clear.
You did say we have communicated and there is a take-home message. But the lesson we should learn from it is that when anybody has opportunity to do something, you have to do it. Okay? Because be a neutral. So we didn't say we are MPP, Nina, when your power no will be 8 years. Now, near maybe I was away, I would give this 7 year papa, not the wada. Excuse my language.
Yes.
And Yansa Nipina Yes.
And the you know.
Say, or no, what you said, I said, me to trade and 90 million in my move for grant and that why.
Lawyers.
And there's a and within the short time, and they are quitting a discharging and watch them with Yansa. the Ako Supreme Court, I saw see all the avenue. I feel bedroom, you know, civil case in the den of the Yawu. They will say, over near my now we in your priority. The only take home message in say, Yen, ya problem. Control more, any position here will be and your politics monk. Unyo akoya no ye wo se wo ye e ya ye ne tem neja time wasting na so na me ye man and say it could be you know akoya no sometimes we need to tell the truth to ourselves yes second we and people so any an opportunity power in so many for legal cases e wo and komo ayi obi the sense of agency and na here.
Okay. That's a doc. Lawyer, about 4 minutes. Also, close here. But like I said, I will need this panel back again. My name is production, my leadership, Bekasa. Now actually how I bit me a constitute now. Ya be try or we need to. We all want to kuno by you to try and team. And I mean, say law there. Finally, I think I'll go to the law school. Law I think I'll try it and see me to me. Anyways, but my 4 minutes now.
But that's it. I think the attorney said Abina was very also share any American because discussions here, you know, the bottom line is that oh my God, I bet you know, because our diaspora now the kind of things that are happening. I mean, the kind of decisions and all these things that we've spoken about is very concerning. And every Ghanaian, whether it's MPP or is even some of those functionaries in the party, they have to be concerned that things are not, you know, really as it ought to be. Because if you put these same circumstances, the way it's playing out, and you say that MPP comes to power and we put that same situation there, I'm so sure that NDC will have a cause to complain. And they will complain even much louder than perhaps the MPP appears to be doing. And so I think that for the love of country, they should pause the break, pull over, and assess the way they are handling some of these issues. Because you cannot tell who will come to government the next time, right? So let's say MPP comes and wants to take the same tangent. It is not going to be good for us. And like I heard last week or two, I think a month ago, that when we were earlier talking about criminal libel, and they went to, as it were, arrest one person that they claimed to, he or she had said something untoward about the former Vice President, Dr. Bawumia. And I like the position of the former Vice President. The extent says, we are not interested in catching people and all of that. The real work has to be done. And so that should be the position or the gesture. We should make sure we are doing the bidding for the people, development first, you know, and not to, as it were, come because and all of that, because that liberty or you should look at, like I said earlier, there are so many processes that you can say. So in law we call a path. So be baby sebio social media person, when you somebody in authority and I say or command some resource, I can say, obi to me I could recruit this 100 metro men or elite people to execute a certain way be another minya way maternity and all of that. You can clearly tell say it's a path. So in law, who didn't grab it? He said the lady here or more than a call some time ago. It's like you are wasting state resources, more or less, you know. So I think that energy should be geared towards the development of the state. And Mefasa Kwenye so Adamase Namada me chapter executive say what Odawa Dr. Sahada and Dr. Humo for that opportunity to be with you and to share my opinion on some of these national issues. Intimida Masipa.
Midasipa, not just a lawyer patra, me akwesi apie ya minnie to you. Minnie Jane, Namanuka can I'm win Kameka, some crananka, your friend then path.
Yes.
Kame pafuke, Jaisanki Jame. Because Okochie would the state resources na Ekochie. A soldier of war on my betia to a kutu and I do a moko and you will still state resources. and the energy should be channeled on delivering for the people and not intimidating or trying to gag people from talking, because a path, you made us say, patron legal word back yes, a path. Yeah, social media, nina, you knew, path, okay, path. When I'm sure for that legal word. Honorable Dr. Excellency Sampai, Senior, we have missed you, and you have really done justice to the conversation. You brought politics where it was needed. One thing I loved about your submission today was the fact that she said they are a bad presidency and says it's Ghana because Ochinebi ekobasa ebeden ebeha adwene, and I think say to me that speaks volume to me. Me patcho o final word na bibi da wani so abepese yeti fu ebetia o de no so ato na afi yetumi close in the program na me da say.
So final word woman Ghana na echichire enti memom de menyanka wo mon koso nya ni saa ebi say the more you do it, the more you lose the goodwill na wunya no. Then this woman no aye woman bi say that 1.5 million no munya difference no. Mama ekuluku said that be the Ghana ache won. So woman ye de omope. But Ghana for no aye bomu no ne ya ti kromu atitru no. Ye ne enim de ye famu. E na me no ka say petrol 15 cedis. Diesel 18 cedis per liter. 2024 ye free abamu no. Net petrol 13 cedis. Net diesel 14 cedis. And net petrol 15 cedis. We call the stations are about 16 cedis. Diesel ranges between 17.99 to 18.65 per year. When some kitty and in your mind on daily basis, no more air cost no. A year Ghana for papa. In terms of Moncoso, na Wamunia grown up Wamudina Busiamuno. I'm saying, grown in a Busiam Naria, what touch you know what you. Now, one more touch to know what train no name what tree ya, I want to be a kaki or where you letter. In terms of Moncoso, me, baby, no, Madam Massey for the opportunity. Now, your chapters in your Pearl, Toronto, Calgary, Edmonton, maybe a lawyer free, one can say, or can what it's an idea canoe. You can't get them pepper. Woman, we need chapter elections, you know, I congratulate you, Pia, and none can cancel back branch now. Minia Auntie, secretary, or the Big Mo, Madam Chair, Vicky, and the Council of Elders, Penifoni Yara, Mimobia Timqua, Yamon Pies, oh, really? And then Butimka, Felix, Butimka, I tell communication. That's right. Me member for advice. Me adum say Kotwaba September no. Me contest for advice. We need the party. There be America before say about election 2024. Me President Akufo-Addo share. Me no the Trump be didn't come close to an hour plus. Me catch and say you win election no cry me executive position yeah. Obisam say aden na nipa me potential for minister me see me executive position and I'm catching say party a wa hoden no and wo aban a o wa hoden tina me see meye adwuma ama party no alunti edru ho a ye nyina ye beba ye mommoa na mom ye campaign no because ye mu bi ye de kwa ne ye na bia ma party no aye adwumaden ama party no the first party no say ba na nya hoden alunti emre bedu menya mre na menu adu nko say de ka say me kuma wo na ka say betwa de ti no e de betwa de ti na nya adaje na the campaign na to free pa na me person bi a say bi gina mu say meko as national affairs vice chairman na ma be kwa ma party no e gina be bia na no bi na e gina ene ehihim no nya so mu yie na ban party wa hodin no ene wo aban wa hodin me da Canada ko nyina ase ya me kan nyina ho oma ya hodin no me nya sa ne nimpia ya de be koso da dia som party do bibi ase.
Honorable Onyamin Srao, the mayor himself. Honorable unim say obesra Pew region. Me no try picture view. Na me say me try da omode ya ni be ma no first vice ni be ma no. Na me release. Na me say me release. I know the first vice there. I know him. Onyago Bonsra pa wati ana any adi and say your premo mutme beje so na hey Naya bema you ko Naya bema your final word by Naya ko no problem. Naya, if you can come back and continue or finish off, that would be good. You better money na say Mejina MPP Canada Public Affairs Series what's yana group ni na name na amla madam say ye doctor wa ha me pese ono na ye vote of thanks no e de mai na unso ba de okasa eto akomem adwuma na ma beye no wa ha no eso ani na ye bom pa ye say sa legal issue we dey ye nya na sa na ye be chirichirim no china obi ko ba bi na say political party A and B editora when you the right accoutrement here obetumi ne say nipa kono e de attentam enu nti Dr. Humu Mpacho se wo ho a ka man vote of thanks nanka yemfa program no emre we say ha adwene a so obetumi a Dr. Humu Garba Mpacho Dr. Humu, are you there to give us the vote of thanks? Oh, sorry. Please, now we can hear you, so speak. Oh, I cannot. You still can't unmute? Yetepa.
Okay, madam, I say. What I want to say is I just want to thank every one of you, especially the panelists as well, and Mr. Flex and Kenaya for the opportunity. This is to more of sessions that we'll be bringing to the audience, and we hope that everybody will continue to follow our TikTok page as well, which is Watiana. And please, if there are any recommendations from the audience as well, we are happy to hear from you. Thank you so much for being with us the whole of today. I think we've been on the call for almost 3 hours, as you say. Thank you for sticking around, and thank you for sharing your opinions as well. And thank you once again to our panelists and to our great team, the Watiana team as well. Have a lovely evening, everyone. Watiana, this is the place for all the facts that you need. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Humu. Commander Mo. Commander Mo, are you there? Okay, I'm saying Commander for Atunsium. Intino Enyanum Dr. Japan, Lawyer Japan. That's it for bringing your legal. I would actually take your number. Cause me no matter me let us say me by airport to bet me. There's all chira me dia me ya omon cheno. Said they be meet me akọ Ghana. I said dia me ya kwa thank you. Naya, love you always. Love you so much. You are such a wonderful blessing to this team, and we love you so much for your dedication. Despite short notices and whatsoever, no, you are always on point. You are always ready, looking beautiful as ever, and intelligent as you could ever be. And I love that about you. Your final goodbyes now into me and sorry, so that's it.
Okay. Thank you so much. I must recommend and thank you so much as my senior colleague in this game.
Yes, sir.
And I'm so delighted to be always learning from you.
Yes.
Low key. I'm learning a lot from you.
Sir.
I must also thank the Watiana team. I'm so grateful and humble to get this opportunity. And I will say that thank you to you all. I will always advocate that we all go to the Watiana page to go and follow the page so that subsequent episode we can come live with the page. Thank you so much, senior fellas. Thank you to our great intellectual men, and I'm so humbled to hear Honorable Sampai and our other honorable doctors and as well. Thank you so much for being here, and I'm always humble and under your wings. I'm grateful. Thank you.
Dr. Enoch, thank you. Big Mo, Yapon, I feel now, oh, na tum. 1 minute per na mean to me and sign it out. 1 minute talk there. Oh, baby can, and I say,
I think that Meda was in Jumapa when Quinaya, my bonnet name. I think that you guys need to be recommended. And Juma Moboy, so I saw you in Papa. And Kakra made the account about what yana say a TF for Amohano. The best will be say Obefa phones this year na what joining what yana because you want if I be the mamo. Say Slim Flex one naya Mabo Jumai. Everybody whoever say Obeti no credit about your mind Ghana no try say the piano Obeti me Iden. Abe joining Yeshui. Na yedim penny for the balance so much justice to the programs at Yedibeba. Inti I think say man joining inti next time ne join them na kakra yes no yeda come inti yeah about body. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. My commander no the whole Canada #1 commander I organize an angus in the Mr. Mo Unyakupon Shroud. Inti for Ebio Watiana WOATE na ANAA. Now the question mark na come. Me patcho mun follow yen. Mun follow yen. Ye pese ye started the page na nkasa edi programs. Nanso say yenya organic following na emwa inti ye besre the way I see a follow Felix Apia for 6 years no. Watiana so ye Felix Apia so edi yen a group wa wum inti monfa mene na ya hodo. Any group no hodo, any group no juma so ayeye na mo fan follow yen. Karma is real, Onyankopon Shroud. Papa, and then me ko say we display what ya na page no so pa, what like every post to repost ni ade. Onyankopon enko so in Shroud. Ochina se ofa train ya, udu train station na ote se chuku no bar na ye what ya na eda mo ase. Se akoko ni ewo fie so na oti kokroko a na ye watiana ena eda wase yes wa ye we brutri so what is a pigeon ana no mano ye twetwe a na ye watiana team no ena eda wase onyame ya adomo a be on the lookout for us because I believe the program we need be better as soon sooner than we expected. Keep visiting our pages, keep following us, and let's keep the spirits alive. Thank you all for joining us for another episode of Wate Ana. Watiana onte ya eni edia bro no. Bye bye.
Bye. When I have free wine, okay.
When I doc say ya free, doctor say ya free. Why? Doc dey so ka say free na so free. Doc obe free, wan free kra me am na free. Why? Obe free. Aye. All right. Bye bye. Bye bye. That's it. All right. Yadamuni na so ase YouTube phone na yadamu atapa ma ya je. Onyame nhyira mo.